Okay, now we can stop being quiet now. Now we can start talking.
Welcome, fellow wizards, to this night at the opera. I'm definitely gonna,
Huzzah!
I'm definitely gonna knock my mic flying with a grandiloquent gesture, or like hit it with my nose at some point. So just get ready for that.
Oh,
Can you see
he's
your mic?
gonna knock his own nose off any second now. The question is whether that is happening in the first 5 minutes of the stream or not.
Yeah. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone. We are going to be playing a wonderful game that we co-designed with Monica at Zenith Sun, who is a great designer, and we're going to be playing Nox Apud Operarcanum, which Jon has informed us we slightly got the title wrong. I think that's actually in the tradition of wizardy Latin to get it just slightly wrong, but
Yeah,
we can talk about that more.
We don't have to. I don't want to put you on the spot.
Oh,
I
no.
would make the argument that it's possible that the language of Latin got it a little bit wrong.
There we
Yeah,
go.
they should have
Seems
known.
more likely.
They should have known that like 2,000 years that someone comes up with like some weird gay wizard game.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Build a language that can scale, guys.
Come on. Speaking of which, we can have our wonderful guests introduce themselves, just share your name, pronouns, and anything you feel like telling the people of the internet. Jon, do you want to go first, and then Corinne?
Sure. Yeah. Hi, I'm Jon. Jon East. My pronouns are he and they. I am a game designer. You might have seen me around the Twitter sphere. Only just recently actually published game designer. Before I was just a pretend game designer.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, you can get some of my stuff online on itch, jon-east at .itch.io. Yeah, I don't really have a good brand to advertise here, so you can just look at my
That's
stuff
fine.
and then yeah.
Excellent. And I'm Corinne, she, her, and very occasionally they. I do lots of things, but they're all a secret, which is why I'm wearing a mask. I am a creature of the hidden forest, and you shall not know me. Yeah, that's me.
Excellent. I'm just wearing a mask to be flamboyant. This is not a secret.
Right. Yeah, that's not a hiding mask, obviously. Who hides behind a mask like that?
It would be very bad camouflage.
It's just your face. You just have like a really full beard and a very long nose.
It's a
All
good
right.
look. You should stick with it for all future streams, I think.
Yeah, it's very comfortable and cool in here. I'm wearing my entire like normal size headphones under this ensemble, which I was worried was not going to fit, and then it did, which is very exciting.
One might call it breathable.
It's like breathable.
I do like that you took it very graciously that Lara just said, hey, you should just obscure your face every stream.
I didn't even think of that. My God. I'll be replaced
Because if you
with a masked
obscure your
wizard.
face every stream, Alex, I'll get to be the pretty one. So
Yeah, we can just make you bigger.
Wait, are you
Just
not
do the
already,
max out.
Lara?
I can do this. There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
Perfect.
Now I'm the star.
Yeah.
No, this is a team effort.
We're all well. We'll see who's the star.
Oh yeah,
when we
this
find
isn't
out-
actually a team effort. This is a competitive game.
Who's gonna romance the very important wizard, or get their attention by other means? We'll find out.
All publicity is good publicity.
Yeah. So shall we jump into the game and start reading it?
Yeah.
Are we prepared?
I'm prepared.
Oh, good.
Give me I need to find my voice.
Oh yeah, this one has an absolutely beautiful voice. And by this one, I mean this game. I'm not referring to Lara in a super weird way, to be clear.
Thank you. Hello out there, mages and magicians, it's me, Jon of the Mystic River, your guide to who's who in the wizarding world. And let me tell you, everybody who's anybody who can turn into anybody is here tonight. What is it that's brought these artists of the arcane out of their towers? Why, it's opening tonight at the world's finest magical opera house. And sure, there's a show to watch if you're into that sort of thing. But we all know why wizards are really here tonight. They're here to see and be seen. Break out your finest robes, your grandest staves, and your pointiest hats, wizards, 'cause you need to dress to impress tonight. And you at home, don't forget to keep scrying on me for all the latest updates at the crimson forged carpet of the Operarcanum!
Woo!
Very good.
Okay.
Alex has a built-in poker face now.
Yes. Fortunately, that's the only part that is in that voice. Everyone else does not have to do the voice.
No, everyone else needs to scream their parts. It's how the game is played.
Oh.
I do kind of imagine this character like the Stanley Tucci character from the Hunger Games movies.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Good.
All right, so we'll now go around and read out the just a paragraph or so until you get bored of the setup and the various things together. Let's see. Can we put in the playing cards thing for a second so we can determine our player order?
Oh, yes, of course. There we are.
Okay, so this will be our player order. It'll go Lara, me, Jon, Corinne. And that'll be the order that we read in for our thing. So, I'll read this part. It says, about. You are a group of wizards about to spend a night at the Operarcanum. Not to enjoy the show, of course, but to impress the most important wizard there with the quality of your fashion choices. This is a competitive game. Only one of you can sweep the very important wizard off their feet with your fine outfits. But be careful. If you try too hard and annoy your target, they'll leave without any of you. You need 4 or so players. We have a deck of cards for which we will be using playingcards.io, and we'll having the ability to write. Jon, do you want to take it away for setup?
Yeah, for sure. First, decide which of the many works of the Operarcanum graces the stage tonight. Come up with a dramatic title as a group, and then take turns each deciding one fact about the show, either its plot or production. This will get everyone in the mood to be magical theater snobs.
All right. A dramatic wizard opera title.
Do we want to do that right now, or?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
Let's do it as we go. I don't know, what do wizards like operas about? God.
Is it like do we take like the easy way and just take like an existing opera and just create some kind of magic pun?
Ooh, yes.
Yeah,
I like
probably.
that.
We're not doing the magic flute. I'm going to X card that right now.
Right, no.
That's probably
No,
good.
if it were a wizard opera, it would just be the regular flute.
The normal flute for boring people.
To a wizard, this is a regular flute.
What are operas?
That's a great question. I was hoping you were going to turn out to be an opera
Right,
expert when
I
you
guess-
said, "Oh, we'll simply pick an opera name."
I guess like as the resident European,
You just have that cosmopolitan, worldly air.
Yeah, thank you very much. Okay, well, thing is, so now that you put me on the spot, all that I can think of is like Wagner operas, and Wagner was a raging Nazi, so we
I
probably
know,
want
I was
to-
like, we're not doing...
No!
Oh, freaking Wagner.
Yeah. I don't know. They're all like Italian. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, we all know about Carmina Burana. Orf is at least not intolerable, as far as I'm aware. Maybe he is. I don't know.
Right. Don't Google.
Yeah,
Don't do
right.
any Googling.
Dangerous. I mean, there's always some kind of the rise and fall of blank feels like a nice operatic scale for something.
Yeah, I like
But
that.
what's rising and
fall of
falling?
Merlin?
Oh, golly.
Oh,
Rise
okay.
and fall of Merlin.
Sure.
Rise and fall of the House of Merlin.
Ah!
Ah.
Zoom it out a little bit.
I have to admit, I've been watching Legendary, so I'm just thinking of like a drag house of Merlin, which would be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
the rise and fall of the House of Merlin could literally just be like about construction. Could just be the building a house. And then,
It could be a really cool. It could be like literally a magical like the epic story of this magical tower.
Oh god,
Okay,
yeah, wizards
okay.
love plays about towers. This is a common
Right.
wizard fact that we're all aware of.
Yeah.
Right,
And
yeah.
you've got I think an aspect of the production should be that you can see the whole tower the entire time,
Yes.
but only certain segments of it will become transparent at a time for a given scene.
Okay, that actually
But you can
rules.
still see like little bits of something going on through the windows and the various arrow slits and things in the tower. During the other time, so that it's a really good play to see 6 or 7 times. You always are catching a little bit more in the background.
Also, may I move to amend to the Rise and Fall of Merlin's Spire, because that just sounds cooler.
Yes.
I mean,
sold.
we're kind of losing the ambiguity of, is this actually about like a dynasty, or is it just about a house?
That is true. That is true. That is true.
But it
Which
does
yeah.
give us the word spire, which is a very good word.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. I'm sure we can get Grant Howard in here somehow.
So wait, now we're at the part where everyone is contributing a fact about this play, aren't we? And that's what you have just done, Alex.
I have done it.
Okay.
A fact about the show, either its plot or its production.
Here's a fact about the production of The Rise and Fall of Merlin's Spire, which you may or may not be aware, which is that while the character of Merlin never appears on stage, he is always cast. It has been tradition from the very first productions of The Rise and Fall of Merlin's Spire to cast a Merlin who remains backstage the entire time.
Oh my god, that's
pretty
very
cool,
good.
actually.
Really good fact.
I actually like that. Why don't they do that in like actual real life operas, to just have like a famous name on there who doesn't appear?
That would be so great.
Yeah.
Does anyone play Godot in Waiting for Godot? Yeah.
Absolutely not. So instead, Godot is going to be played by, I don't know.
Sir Ian McKellen. Oh my
Hell
goodness.
yeah.
Okay. I think I got a fact to contribute to this, because it's like a fact about the play or about like the production, right? So so what about this? So this was advertised to me as like a very gay wizard drama. So what if the Rise and Fall of Merlin's Spire actually has pretty obvious like kind of queer I don't know if you even want to call it like kind of undertones, if it's just like
Tones.
yeah, very obvious queer tones. I imagine kind of like with stuff like Moomin, right? Where like Tove Jansson was like a pretty cool lesbian. But like people at the time, like Moomin is just also like just this nice children's story, but like there's also a bunch of queer stuff going on that people might not pick up on. So I feel like The Rise and Fall of Merlin's Spire, I mean, just take the title, but like I feel like that's like the thing where like especially like the kind of the queer wizard community kind of comes here to celebrate that.
Oh, that's so nice.
Amazing. Okay.
You've got like because Merlin lives for a long time, right? So there's like various different gay romances throughout Merlin's life. That's fun.
Yes. This is amazing, and I'm gonna leap off of that fact, and also Lara's fact, in that while Merlin is cast but does not appear on stage, all 25 of Merlin's ex-husbands will appear on stage at some point in the play.
Yes.
Even the one who literally was only married to Merlin for one night. It was a whole thing. It was a magical necessity. They had to do it. Every single time one of the ex-husbands enters or exits the stage, they have the opportunity to either slap or kiss the person who has been cast as Merlin.
Like off stage,
so
you can just hear it.
You can just hear it.
Oh, that's so good.
That's amazing.
Oh, that really lends a frisson to the play.
It's also like, yeah, it kind of makes it like a proto Scott Pilgrim now.
Awesome. Yes.
Cool.
All right. We have a very good play now. We should learn about this very important wizard.
Yes.
Who's next to read? Is that Corinne?
Oh gosh, it is. I got distracted typing up facts, so I don't forget them.
Okay, smart.
That is smart, because I'm going to forget them. I have no place for us to write them.
Yeah, we didn't write down anywhere for you. You just have to memorize all your facts.
Right? So that's great. Playtesting note. Give me a character sheet for this opera. So, the very important wizard. The VIW is the most important character. They are the NPC object of everyone's attention. You are going to want to impress them. What you'll know going in is that they are wealthy, powerful, extremely attractive, and magically potent. That's just a given. Everything else you will find out right now. Draw 3 cards from the deck and lay them out in front of everyone. These are the VIW's cards. They will never get returned to the deck because the very important wizard is just that important. Call them the VIW cards.
And here we have 3 cards.
Ooh.
We must consult the oracle on the very last page to turn these 3 cards into facts about the very important wizard. So, Windsor. Go to your very last page, if you don't mind. And, Oracle card 1, Ace of Spades, is going to tell us the very important wizard's pronouns and presentation.
Well, this is going to be
tells us
interesting. We'll have to turn our heads sideways for this.
Yeah, or you could print it out, and then it's super easy.
Oh, okay. I did not do that.
Oh, lordy, it is sideways.
This is the first time that Lara's printing out has actually given her an advantage over me.
I've been biding my time.
Okay, what's cool though? Yeah, we got some neopronouns going on here.
Yeah, so they use, Fae use, Fae Femme, or the neo pronoun of our choice if we want to go with something else.
I love Fae Femme.
Well, then Fae Femme it is.
All right.
And Fae wear a deceptively simple tunic and slacks, which in my mind is like the equivalent of like Mark Zuckerberg wears a white t-shirt and jeans, but that white t-shirt costs $500, and those jeans are made of, I don't know, human skin or whatever.
Right. So presumably these are slacks that are made of like spider silk from the 1,000-legged spider god or something, right?
Yeah, actually,
Definitely.
you got it in one. How'd you know?
I have a pair. They're very comfortable.
Oh, okay. And what does card 2 teach us? I guess I'm the one who can look at this the right way, so I might as well just keep going.
Please do that.
Yes, please.
I don't like to rotate right now.
Card 2 is their attitude and arcana. Their attitude is diamonds, outwardly friendly, but malicious and calculating.
I was really
Lord.
hoping we were going to get that one.
And there are, their arcana is the darkest of necromancy. I should be like circling these on my page so that I will easily remember.
Oh, that's really good.
I mean, that does kind of fit with the weird like tech CEO thing that we got going on.
And card 3, their relationship and a rumor. The relationship to the Operarcanum is that they are an opera snob on a rare and detested visit to the Operarcanum. They're too good for this place. And as a 7, they are the next Archmage Ascendant.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Should we world build what that actually means in this context?
Of course not.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we can if you'd like, but
It's a beautiful phrase that makes me curious. Is all I'm thinking.
well, I think maybe if you can kind of cozy up to Femme, then you'll be able to learn a bit more about what being the next Archmage Ascendant means.
Okay.
That's true. Because my brain, I'm still on that. Because just because you brought up Mark Zuckerberg, I'm just still on that train. So like, Ascendant sounds to me like this is just a literal title. They'll just going to Mars or whatever, like some Elon Musk stuff.
Oh boy.
Also, Laura, I cannot help now but think Fae to find out? Is that what you're saying?
Okay. All right.
That's good though.
That's good though.
Sweet.
And now I think we need to give this person a name. Yes.
We
Something
managed
grandiose.
Yeah, it's interesting because this is supposed to be the person who everyone's after. We managed to build someone who I find extremely unsympathetic, but I guess we'll go with it. This is the
Oh no,
magic
they are
of acting.
completely detestable.
But it's the
but-
status, right?
Yeah.
Because this doesn't necessarily have to be someone that we are wanting to romance. This could be someone that we're like, oh, I need to get in good with this person because they are going to do something really important when Fae ascend.
Yeah.
And so we can be like, I want to get a little bit of that for myself. Get in on the ground floor of getting to Wizard Mars or whatever.
Yeah, we're all Grimes in this scenario.
Can we want to kill them? Just asking.
I don't think there's anything in the rules that say
There's
no.
nothing in the
I mean,
rules.
you can
says
want
you
to
can.
seduce someone so that you can murder them. That's like a classic.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
cool.
actually pretty good.
Asking for a friend.
Uh-huh.
Also, the whole Mark Zuckerberg vibe, my brain went to Sharp Flickerbird.
All right.
And that's fair name now.
That is
sold.
a very good name.
It's quite Rowling-esque, I would say.
Oh,
Sharp Flicker Bird. Can I not edit this? There we go. I'm going to give them a name. Sharp Flickerberg.
Oh, I was thinking Flickerbird, but Flickerbird is also great.
Flickerbird.
Like
no,
an ice,
Flickerbird,
like an ice.
Flickerbird.
Got it.
All right. Should we continue on with this?
Yes.
Our next section is about us. Oh, that'll be fun. Oh, we also need to we need to write down our details for our VIW, Sharp Flickerbird, Fay Fam, and including the cards that made them up, we'll write those down as well, because we won't have those cards in front of us. And we're going to turn our VIW cards face down and mix them up. And
So I'm doing the face down mixing up as we speak.
Whoa.
Good. So next, we are on to the hopeful wizards, potentially hopeful wizard assassins, and that's us. Take a moment to define the following, noting the details on your paper or on like a Google Doc you have open or something. So we each have several different traits, one of which is a thing you have very much in common with the VIW, a thing that is the total opposite of the VIW, which generates such valuable frisson in a relationship, eh? And the reason you wish to impress the VIW. Are they able to pull strings that would benefit you? Are you hoping to feed, Remora-like, off the power that drips off of them? Are there secret knowledges beneath their perfect hair you are dying to know? Are you trying to woo them? Not in this case. Unless, maybe you're into that. Into duplicitous necromancers with deceptively simple outfits. You're also going to put down your favorite type of magic, your name, pronouns, and general aesthetic, and the reason you absolutely hate the wizard to your right. Ugh, just look at them. Not like the wizard to your left, who's a fine friend of yours. In our case, that will be, I guess the wizard to your down is going to be the one.
We have established that despite our continued insistence on the wizard to your left in this Zoom format.
Right.
So what is that?
So if
okay.
I will absolutely hate Alex. Alex hates you, John. John hates Corinne. Corinne, this is gonna be really hard. You gotta hate me.
I'll do my best.
Cool. Okay.
And then you will like the person to your up.
And and you will definitely not recognize that they hate you. Because
Yeah.
yeah. None of this has any game mechanic attached to it whatsoever. This is all just for funsies, by the way. There's no aspects or anything. Sorry, I have to reach off camera and get a piece of paper.
What is posturing without sniping?
Yeah, exactly.
It's nothing. Let's see. What is a detail that I have very much in common with Sharp Flicker Bird? Screw it. Just like Sharp Flicker Bird, I'm a billionaire.
Amazing.
So I got that going for me. But unlike Sharp, whereas Fae are sort of a, I think they're pretty new in the game. They're the equivalent of a tech genius billionaire, inventing some new form of necromancy or whatever.
Nice.
My family invented fireballs, so we're old wizard money.
Old wizard money. Neolithic wizardry.
Is that kind of like arms dealers in our world?
God, seriously.
Oh boy, I hate myself already. This is fast. Why do I want to impress this very important wizard? I think, well, I want their money, don't I, darling?
So you're an ancient lineage, but no, you're a billionaire. You just want more billions?
Of course, I mean...
Well, yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's a billionaire thing. That's fair.
My favorite type of magic is, of course, the fireball, the family fireball. My name, pronouns, and general aesthetic. Well, we invented the fireball from the New Hampshire fireballs. So, call me Elaine Firebow. Pronouns she, her. General aesthetic is, I guess, fire-themed. I'm just gonna lean really hard into fire. If that works for everybody.
That's what most fire mages do, I feel like, right? You don't usually minor in fire.
Let me give myself a name here. Elaine Fireball. And why do I hate Alex's character so much?
Well, you might want to wait until you know who I am.
Fair point. Who the heck are you?
That's a great question. So what do I have in common with Sharp? I think we are both. I'm gonna go with my general mask aesthetic here. I think my wizard is like a psychopomp, like crow type wizard. So I think we both have in common that we are like related to breaching the veil between life and death, because Sharp does necromancy and I do, related but not actually necromantic stuff. And I think we are unlike, because I want to say I'm not an asshole. Let's say that, unlike Faye, I think I'm going to say that am I solemn and dignified? Yeah, I think I at least try to be solemn and dignified. I'm not giving presentations in a black wizarding turtleneck or anything.
Oh, God.
But I do want to impress them. I want to impress Fem because I'm trying to steal a powerful artifact, I think. I think I want to get an invite to fair floating giant skull orbiting the planet. Because obviously this person would have a wizard space station, right? So I think I want to take over fair giant skull space station. Yeah.
God, that sounds amazing. I love Sharp Flickerbird even more now that I know they have a giant skull space station.
Yeah, it's like the size of the moon, right? Like you can see it easily from Earth. It's huge. When I say space station, I mean secondary moon, obviously. So my favorite magic is gonna be let's say it's Haruspicy. I'm a Haruspex. I do divinations in entrails and remains. As one does. So my aesthetic is like crows, death, ghosts, etc. All that good stuff. And then I'll save my why do I dislike Jon and like Lara for later.
I too need a dungeon crawl on Flickerbird's Skull Moon.
Oh, it's definitely called Flickerbird Skull Moon. Thank you,
It's
Maddie.
100%.
That's too good.
I'm sorry, did you say what your name was, Alex?
I didn't come up with it yet.
Okay.
Do you want some time? Do you want me to go first?
Sure.
Okay. Because I think I got a character here.
Perfect.
I'll tell you my bullet points first, and then I'll let you know what this character is actually about. So similarity with Sharp is preference for simple clothing, nothing too fancy, nothing too posh or glamorous. Difference. The reason why I'm doing that is because I'm dirt poor. I can't actually afford any of the cool spider silk from the Spider God pants.
Oh,
Yeah. The reason why I want to get close to them is because I want to bring a little actual magic into Fairlife. Because
Oh.
here's the thing, I'm not actually a demon. I'm a pixie. Specifically, I'm the manic. I'm the manic pixie dream pixie.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So you're in the business of reaching out to jaded billionaires and teaching them how to ride a skateboard.
Just do something that you've never done before, right? Like just do something that at this point in time nobody's ever done that.
Amazing.
That's so good.
That's so good.
That's really good.
So I think I'll just have some kind of glamour magic, some just quirky stuff that doesn't actually do anything, but it looks kind of fun.
That's really great.
Yeah, I don't have a name yet. What's a good Manic Pixie Dream Girl name? Although my pronouns will be they them. I'll go by they them. Oh, maybe some Summer or especially as a pixie.
Oh yeah.
I think maybe I'll just go with Summer. That actually seems very fitting.
Yeah, that's good.
Sorry, I dropped out for a second. What did you say?
I assume you asked me for the name again, right? I think I'll just give her a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. No.
Oh man, I'm having technicals.
Okay, you're back. I think.
Yeah, seems good.
Okay.
Okay. So what did you? So yeah, the name is just Summer.
Just Summer. Okay.
Yeah.
Summer, the Magic Pixie Dream Pixie.
The Manic Pixie Dream Pixie, exactly.
Perfect. Oh, I have decided that my name is going to be
Very good.
Somnolent Abdurazak.
Amazing.
And the good news is I don't ask you how that is spelled because it is very obvious.
Yeah.
There. Somnolent Abdurazak. Close enough?
Let me see. I'll write it in the chat.
The mask just comes close to the camera.
Gets oh.
Yeah, that's almost there.
Oh, 2 Ks. Oh.
It's 2 Ks. The second K is silent.
I'm sorry, Somnolent Abdurazak.
Oh my gosh, Maddie, very good.
All right, and
It's just Summer, thank you.
Just Summer, Mom.
I believe we have one more wizard.
Yes, indeed. All right. So the thing I have very much in common with the VIW is that I reign over extremely large areas of land.
Nice.
The thing that we have opposite is that I do not want anyone to do anything to any of that land. I want it to be preserved just as it is. And in fact, I have been aggressively using my powers to seize as much land as possible so that frickin' Flickerbird doesn't just pick it all up and suck it absolutely dry in order to sustain their stupid space skull fortress.
Oh, it's incredibly expensive to maintain, right?
Like magically, they're literally just sucking life out of massive areas.
Yeah. And it's a little bit at a time, like when somebody does one of those things to steal a penny from everyone's bank account.
Yes, exactly. One leaf falls off of every tree in a 600,000 mile area.
Oh.
Isn't that how
And
cryptocurrency is farmed? I think that's how cryptocurrency
I'm pretty
is
sure that is actually, yes. Certainly in this world it is.
Okay. I'm sorry to interrupt, but because they are a necromancer, it's cryptocurrency.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
No! Oh,
Well, I
Cereal.
figured out why I hate Alex.
No, my character. You're supposed to hate my character.
oh, that's so good. Ahem. So yes, I do not hold with that. And the reason that I would like to impress them is I would like to get close enough to absolutely just murder them, because I think they are a menace and need to be stopped. Which means I need to get close enough that I can actually do anything about that. So my favorite type of magic is the magic of life and virility. My name is Silvarix Imane. And I don't know how to copy and paste that to you, but I can spell it later.
I'm giving it my best guess.
Let's see.
Is that close?
You know what? I like that.
Okay.
Just swap the R for an N in Imane. It's Imane, but otherwise, yes, I like that.
Okay.
That's perfect. And then my pronouns are they, them, and actually no, screw it. My pronouns are also they, them. That is something we also have in common, but we're not going to talk about that. And general aesthetic is extremely tall, extremely high fashion, but like all clearly made from like bone and horn and like extremely finely woven like cedar cloth fabric, giant freaking antlers up to and like long intricately braided hair, and also masked, like myself. So that's great. I hate Lara for the extremely obvious reason of the fact that everyone loves to take that fireball tech and then have some kind of a, magical school revealing party, and then the forests get lit on fire. It's very upsetting. A lot of life has been lost thanks to your innovations, and while fire is a force of nature, you're the one who has put it in the hands of spring breakers and dumb wizard parents. So I don't like that. And I think I like Jon because they're kind of adorable and charming, and I'm like, do you want to come be a bird in my forest? That's an option you have.
Right. I think that's actually good because that gives me a jumping off point why I wouldn't like Silvarix, because one, obviously I'm already a bird. Like we can already be free. You can just go out and explore the world. And also I don't want to be owned.
That's very fair. Yeah,
Yeah.
Nice.
love it.
You don't want to get tied down even to such a a great expanse as a whole forest.
No, and I guess I like. Or I guess I'm curious about somnolent because Alex, you want me to get of somnolent's pronouns?
He, him.
Okay, because of his ability to, because he said he's kind of like a diviner or like a haruspex. So like
Yeah.
I think you'll probably have like a good amount of like kind of weird, obscure knowledge. Maybe you can like check out the newest bands that nobody's ever heard before.
Amazing.
Perfect. And that gives me a great reason to dislike you then. I'm loving this chain. So the reason I dislike you, I think, is that you're just always like pestering me, right? You're always sending me little messenger birds on the equivalent of wizard Twitter.
Yeah,
like
we met like once, but ever since then I'm just like, yeah.
we're still mutuals, but it's that thing where you're like, I've been mutuals with this person for like a year, but do they actually like me or not? And in your case, I do not like you, but I never let on because I am very circumspect and very solemn, and I definitely would not let you know that you were annoying me.
Like all my messages are still on red, but like I just keep messaging. It's just the entire chat window is just like all on one side.
Oh no, what a nightmare. Yeah. But I do send you back occasional tidbits of information, but like via a different channel, right?
Right, yeah. Cool.
I like that if your messages to someone who is a haruspex are unread, they might have read them anyway, just through the medium of bird entrail.
Yeah.
Right.
So, like, they probably just read through the bird
I read your
entrails.
message a week before you sent it in this tiny skeleton. Yeah. Oh.
Bird
All
entrails,
right,
like that sounds like, oh, this is like the final Twitter, the final tweet. It's like this bird breathing their last breath.
Oh wow.
Okay, this got dark. Let's continue.
All right. So why do I like Lara's character?
Elaine Firebar of the Hampshire Fireballs.
Let's see. Maybe you did a great service for me at some point in the past, and so I'm in your debt. Something like that feels kind of fun. Maybe you destroyed an enemy that I had.
I did destroy an enemy. Well, I mean, by I had it. I hired contractors to do it. I didn't do it myself, obviously. Come now.
Oh my god.
I haven't cast a fireball in centuries.
Oh, I don't do magic. Come now. No. I have magic doers to accompany me where I need to go, but I did lend them to you in order to clear out the tower of the shaken fist or whatever it was that was causing you distress.
All right. Perfect.
You're very welcome. I was repaid for it in prophecy, and I hate you because I did not enjoy the prophecies because you did not accurately predict my inevitable rise to power, which I know is coming, but you saw fit
Yes.
to suggest that I would be killed for my own hubris. You fool! That's not true. I know that's not
Never
true.
happens to anyone. I mean, a lot of people, but they're not as good as I am.
Yes, no. I'm different. I'm special. I'm rich. You don't seem to understand. I'll never let on how upset I was, but I recognized that that your little prophecy was just a goof, a malark, which is why I detest you. Unlike my dear friend Silverix, whom I love dearly, because they are so very tall, and I find that just intoxicating.
So tall?
So very tall.
It's just the
antlers.
Yeah.
It's the antlers that really just, heavens.
They also do wear really intense, like beautiful carved wood heels.
Oh yeah.
So they're just so tall.
so
Do they
tall.
have like little roots reaching out to like stabilize them?
They do, yes. Whenever they plant their foot, the roots go down, and then when they lift, the roots just come right back up into it.
Oh,
Like
that's
it's
so
very,
good.
it's very good.
That's literally my favorite part in like the entire Lord of the Rings movies is like the 3 seconds of like when the Ents are going around in Isengard and you can see one of them sort of growing its root feet into the ground.
Yes.
Anyway,
Cool.
that's everybody, right?
Yeah.
Miss anything?
It is.
Good.
The only other part of character creation is to note that you have 2 stats, influence and irritation. They start at 0 and they go to 6.
Rad.
Make a note of that. You want influence to be high and irritation to not so much. Do we want to learn how the game is played then?
Nah.
Or do we want to just appreciate our very good wizard circle?
I feel like this has already been successful, so that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, let's go.
I think that we would do this a lot faster, Alex, if we just did games that were create awesome characters and then go about our business.
And then stop.
Isn't-
Yes.
And then stop.
Isn't that My Fantasy Children?
Right.
Yeah, kinda.
Damn it. They
Oh.
took our thing and we only thought of it like 5 years later.
How dare.
One day we'll have our vengeance. But not today. Today
But not
we are
today.
going to play a card game, specifically sort of a trick-taking game in which our goal is to win as many hands as possible, each representing a moment in which we impress the VIW with our extremely good wizard fashions. We'll go through 3 acts, each time playing a card game to win the attention of the VIW with our outfits. And the general form is as follows. So there are going to be 3 acts in the game, each of which will have a slight tweak to the basic rules. When you introduce an act, the wizard with the most influence, or at the very beginning of the game, or if there's a tie, the wizard whose player has the most stars on their outfit, will describe where it is occurring and set the stage by describing where the VIW is. Then everyone in any order describes their entrance.
Who among us has the most stars on their outfit?
I have a lot of little shiny things, but I don't think any of them are
Yeah,
star-shaped.
same. That's where I'm at as well.
I have a bunch of flowers, but
Take that.
That counts as your outfit? Okay.
Well,
Let's.
the nice thing about ink is that it's always part of your
It's a
outfit.
permanent part of your outfit.
Yeah,
go.
no, that definitely counts.
Oh, good. Maddie appreciates our wizards. Thank you, Maddie.
Thank
Yay,
you.
thank you.
I love our wizards.
Me too.
I kind of hate them, but like in a good way.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, no. Like, I 100% hate Elaine Firebow. She's the freaking worst, but...
Well, she might be the second worst.
No, you're right. Sharp Flicker Bird. I mean, she's
Is-
not destroying friggin' fields for her skull station, whatever the hell it was called. The Flickerbird Skull Moon.
Yeah.
Anyway, I get to describe where this is occurring, set the stage, and describe where the VIW is. This is the overture. The show has not started yet, although you can hear the orchestra warming up. It's time to mix and mingle on the crimson carpet before you are allowed in. Here the public is watching your every move. And the special thing about this particular act is that whoever wins this round, or wins this act, rather, is going to be invited to share a box seat with the VIW. You get a free point of influence.
Oh.
So, influence is how you win, by the way. Oh yeah, your goal is to get 6 influence, or failing that, have the most influence at the end. If anyone ever gets to 6 irritation, Sharp Flickerbird is going to be so irritated that they turn tail and just walk out. They go back to their Skull Moon in a huff. So let me set a scene for us. We've already met Jon of the Mystic River, who is narrating the events going down on the Crimson Forge carpet for those who want to scry in. I think that where we are right now is we're just sort of like there is that part of the red carpet where all the fucking the peons are. The little people, the nothings, I like to call them, where they gather to gaze upon their wealthiers and betters. and we're well beyond that. I'm not of a sort to be looked at by the common. God, I hate this character. So we've sort of gone past that into the sort of internal area where there's a potion stand set up.
This is where you get the wizard equivalent of like cookies and like
Yeah.
a drink. Oh, it's been a minute. It's been a
Wine.
minute since we've been to a live theater.
There's wizard wine there.
There is wizard wine. There is a bubbling cauldron of wizard wine, and I think like that is where Sharp Flickerbird is right now. Sharp Flickerbird, like noticeable by fair relative dressed downness amidst all of the tuxedos and glittering robes and extravagant ball gowns surrounding. And Faye are sort of I don't know, do you ladling some of the wizard wine out of the cauldron, which is super classy in this culture. And the rest of us are all kind of mixed in with the crowd, trying to see and be seen right after we've gotten away from the public. So everybody, describe how you have entered the theater, the Operarcanum. How did you get here?
Yeah, I think my mom drove me here.
Oh, that's amazing.
Summer baby.
Yeah, and I because obviously we are from the suburbs, so I'm summers there, and like with the kind of big eyes, like, oh, the big city, like would you've ever would never have thought of like actually not even coming to the city, but actually going to the Operarcanum, like. This is amazing. I'm just like kind of, probably bumping into people as I like walk around, look at the decorations. I mean, as I mentioned, I probably don't really have like a nice kind of outfit. I think I probably have some kind of band shirt on, like a Sonic Youth shirt or something.
Amazing.
And probably maybe it's like a rare one. Maybe it's like from some tour that you can't get that anymore. It's like really expensive, but nobody really knows because nobody cares.
It happened in an alternate dimension that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. No, because this in this version of Sonic Youth, they actually just play at the speed of sound. So like it was just open in like a bang. Nobody really knew that was going on. Anyways, so I think that's how I come in there. I'm just like kind of like stumbling around,
And what
big eyes.
sort of car does your mom drive?
Is it even a car? I don't. This is
What does she drive?
Yeah, this whole world building. Because like, I mean, for pixies, right? Like, what would that be? Are we like riding something? Is this some kind of cat bus situation, maybe?
Yeah. Also, how big are you? Are you riding a squirrel?
No, I think I'm. No, I think I would say I'm like human sized.
Okay. I thought so,
Yeah.
but I just figured I would check.
Yeah, I started wondering as well.
Yeah, no, maybe I like a literal beetle, but so yeah, maybe we kind of turn the cat bus into like a kind of oversized beetle that is essentially like functioning as a car. It's just like kind of a just a normal kind of personal vehicle.
Amazing.
Yeah, I think she probably wanted to come in with me, but I convinced her to please just like I don't know what she'll probably get like a pizza and wait in the parking lot or something. I don't know.
That's very good. A literal beetle, yes. Is it a Volks wizard?
I don't know.
Too much.
A
Yeah.
Subaru.
That's
Suba broom.
Yeah, there you go.
yeah.
Oh boy. Okay.
Volkshexen, I can get behind.
So, thing is like these are all. I appreciate the puns, but also like this doesn't work if you do that with a German. Like I know this doesn't make any sense grammatically.
Okay. Very fair.
But yeah, that's me. I'm just that's okay, Maddie. I'm just kind of there, fish out of water. I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think I come in. The theater lights all flicker for a second, and everyone is like wait, what's that? They can't be flickering the lights because the show is about to start. The show isn't starting for like another hour and a half, right? We're all just here early. Uh, and then as they flicker again, the glasses are shaking, and then all of the windows burst open, and a storm of tornado of crows flies in, cawing and screeching and flying down and stealing things from people's hats. And then they coalesce together into a dark, shrouded form, and I am revealed in the not in the center of the room because that's where Sharp is, but over sort of in one of the corners, grandly spreading my arms, and then I just go over and like buy a lizard cookie or something.
Amazing.
Cool. You just have like a couple of like black feathers coming out of your wallet.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. I think I'm the last one, which makes sense. And I think how Savarix's extremely over-the-top entrance goes is that about, I don't know, 6 hours ago, the trees on the nearest edge of the Great Forest started to get taller.
Wow.
And then over the ensuing 6 hours, just a whole like bunch of branches started to extend out, interweaving themselves, and basically they grow into a giant ramp. And the ramp like merges, like the very edge of the ramp is like red cedar that then like merges into the red carpet.
Whoa.
And Silvarix strolls down with a giant troop of stags and does and deer of indeterminate gender, and like for not riding them or anything like that. They appear to be socializing, and at the end of the ramp, they blow a kiss to the group of deer, and they disperse back up the ramp, and it sort of withdraws behind them as the deer go back to the forest, leaving Femme behind. And
That's so nice.
Very grand. Very grand.
that's how that goes. And I don't. Should we be describing our fashion yet, or does that come with the cards?
I think it comes with the cards.
Okay.
Comes with the cards. We'll get more chance to figure out what. I mean,
Great.
It is now canon that Summer is wearing a Sonic Youth T-shirt, but everything else.
Right. And I'm
Right.
wearing heels that grow roots, but everything else, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I missed an opportunity for a very funny joke, and I'm going to tell it now. And you know the
Please
Sonic
do.
Youth T-shirt is pretty old because in 5th edition they changed it to Thunder Youth.
Oh boy. Okay.
No, I like it. I like it. It's good. It's good.
And just to round us out, there is a great big firehouse in the Opera House, and that is where Elaine Fireball emerges from.
Oh, excellent.
The tremendous flames sort of whoosh out in kind of like the Stargate, which would be incredibly
Wow.
impressive. Except her lawyers did insist that she send people ahead, just in like regular cars, to make sure that no one was standing in front of the fireplace when it happened. So there was a lot of like shuffling people out of the way before the big whoosh and entrance. Anyway, she's definitely just a little bit on fire as she comes out, and
Oh,
she takes it well.
amazing.
That's very good.
All right.
Are we ready to draw our cards?
Are we ready to draw some cards? So,
We could talk
if-
about the structure of the other acts, but I feel like we could also just come back and do that later.
yeah, we can come back
Yeah.
and do that later. If you have not already, make sure you are in the little playing cards room. You should have a bar at the bottom where you can store some cards. I will also have this bar. I just realized the way we are currently set up, you are all definitely going to see what my cards are. So
Well-
endeavor to ignore that information.
Yeah, it's hard to see out of this mask anyway.
Oh, good. Drag 5 cards down to the bottom. And these are the cards that will be... Wow, this is hard if everyone's doing it at the same time.
I'm just gonna wait.
Okay.
Oh. Haha!
And then I also have Sharp Flickerbird's cards here, and I will pick one of those, the top one, and I will put it here in Fair Zone, the 7 of Clubs, which indicates that right now, the accessory they are favoring is a familiar or construct themed around spiders and other creepy crawlies.
Oh, that seems on brand.
So, like, what does that look like? What do we think Sharp is rocking right now?
So maybe, So how about this? How about this? Because we already established that Faye are wearing a spider silk, or spider silk pants at least, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how about Faye just have? So I'm just imagining like spider nanobots just like constantly weaving and like reweaving the pants. So it's like
Cool.
it's just constantly being recreated, the entire thing. It's just like the new thing. It's like it's some kind of new invention. I don't know. Nobody needs it, but you know. So maybe that's the thing. It's like this little gimmick of like why wear like a single thing if you can just like wear something that like looks different every 2 minutes because it's just constantly being remade.
That
really
is
is
cool.
perfect.
Is it like all in shades, like within like a tiny amount of color difference from the like base khaki that it was originally? So like they're making and remaking it, but it's still kind of, a little drab.
Yeah, it's almost identical, but like the legs are just like slightly more flared, or like, just super subtle things that like nobody is going to notice unless they're watching very carefully, but everyone is.
It's like it's a completely like just redundant invention, because it's like imagine you put something in your pockets and then 2 minutes later you don't have pockets anymore, and then you need to wait until they give you pockets again to get the thing.
Oh, that's so good.
Okay,
All right.
so what do we do? We
Okay.
play cards?
We play some cards, baby. Starting to the left of the player who introduced the act, players introduce a scenario where everyone has an opening to impress the very important wizard. So, Alex, you will describe a moment where there is an opening for all of us to roll in and impress Sharp, at which point we will each choose one of the cards in our hand and we'll put it down, face down under our name. I'm pretty sure if you take out a card, it turns face down automatically. Yes, very good.
Oh, good.
And then we'll all compare them at the same time. And what Sharp wants is a card that matches Fair's, either ideally in value, which is to say has the same style, alternately in suit, which means that it is, of the same type, or failing that, has the same color and kind of face nature. It's either black or it's a number. Where for this purpose an ace counts as a face card. Or it matches in absolutely no way and it is perfectly unique. So that's the order of operations. The order of matching categories is value, suit, color, and face has to match both, or matches in no way. What you want to do is be the only person who matches in the highest category. So the best thing to do is to have a 7, but to be the only person with a 7. Because if there are 2 or more matches in a category, then that's overdone. And that's not fashionable. So whomever gets the highest ranked soul category match wins, and gets to describe what they are wearing and how they impress Sharp Flickerbird with their outfit. That sounds more complex than it is, I think.
We hope.
We
that's
hope.
the case.
Gosh, we hope.
And I think we all can describe what we're wearing. It just won't be as impressive.
Right, precisely. So, Alex, where is Sharp when we all get an opportunity to impress them?
Let's say that I think they are still at the Wizarding Wine Cauldron, because the gimmick of this cauldron is that it will give you a wine that is based on the most wonderful wine you have ever drank in your life. And in order to do that, it flows up out of the cauldron and sort of spirals and twists around through the air, and then, like, phases through your head ephemerally to, like, read your memories, and then it comes out the other side as, like, a cloud, and then it coalesces into your glass. So I think that Sharp has been waiting for this incredibly lengthy, like 3-minute long process to complete, and it just finally has. Faye has taken a sip of the wine and just has like this beautiful nostalgic look on fair face. So we're like, aha, this is my moment to swoop in and interrupt. So I've got
swoop in I do.
my card. Boom. And everyone, do as well as you can at remembering what the rules just were. But also, you can just throw a card down and it'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll all be fine.
Okay, so now's the time for cards.
Now is the time.
Excellent.
And now that we have all played a card, we can all click on it to flip it over.
Click.
And, oh dang, we have exactly 1 7.
Oh, nice.
1 matching in value, which means that, Silverix, you get to describe what fashionable thing you are wearing and how you impress Sharp Flickerbird with it. You also gain 1 point of influence.
Oh wait, should we have the winner go last? Because then they can like outshine everyone else.
Ooh.
Oh, that does make sense. Well, very well. I happen to have my smooth geometric staff, which it's just a freaking like wooden dowel, which like probably painted chrome or something. Which I feel like the simplicity of it I thought would impress Sharp Flickerbird, so I kind of give them a wave with the staff in my hand. It's a little ungainly.
Yeah, wow.
Like, oh, wave. And I definitely whap somebody in the head, and it is unbecoming.
Beautiful.
Thump thump.
Oh, very good.
So yeah, we'll just go across, I guess, in this case, and I'll say that I have a familiar construct that is ornate and gilded. So I think that I have got, I want to say that because it's also a familiar, maybe I also brought a spider, but it's like a really big spider that's like clinging to my shoulder and like creeping and crawling over my back. And it just looks like it's just made out of like beautiful golden and silver like blades. It's kind of like a wireframe spider. But I think that the problem with it is that it is not perfectly under my control, like the swarm of nano spiders. I think that it keeps trying to like reach over and like spear a little hors d'oeuvre off of someone's plate, and like it's just sort of being a nuisance. So I'm like trying to show it off, and then it will skitter around to the other shoulder so that they can't see it, and I'm like, oh, come on.
I hate it when my knife spider keeps scarfing the canapes.
So cute. We love it.
Awesome. So I have an invisible staff. What I imagine. So by the way, I'm going into this. I think Summer doesn't even know that Sharp Flickerbird is like a big deal.
That's so good.
Yeah. I think some are like I think they're just there to like, I mean, obviously everyone looks at Sharp, so they seem interesting. So someone's there to be like, oh yeah, this is someone like I can show them the way. I can show them what it means to be alive. But the thing is, so I have my invisible staff. I have it on my back, but I forgot that I have it there. So, what I think what Summer is doing is they essentially just kind of walk up to Sharp, while Sharp is like Alex, as you described, like slowly having this like wine kind of coalesce in the glass or whatever. And I think Summer's like so impressed by the reweaving pans that they just kind of they're like, oh, this is so cool. Where did you get these? These are so I've never seen this. So Summer's just kind of like bowing down, like kind of kneeling down, and just with the staff just whacks the glass out of Sharp's hand. Like after like 5 minutes of waiting of the wine coming out.
Oh no, bad move.
Yeah.
And everyone's just like, huh? Like, you can't tell why it happened, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Exactly.
good.
But
No. Yeah, I think I'm just like, oh, I'm so sorry, but like, hey, look at how beautiful this is, right? Like the pattern in this glass, like, doesn't that speak to you? I don't know. I think at this point I'm probably just being carried away by like the bodyguards or something.
Very good. So I think actually, because of course, the last but latest but greatest entry is the most impactful. I think Silvarix sort of swans through as like this whole experience is going on, with Summer is just like, oh darling, no, don't worry about it. Like sort of tries to takes a moment, don't get taken away by the guards and all of that. And as they're doing it, it becomes their accessory becomes very clear, and so the category is pointed hat, but it doesn't say how many points. And they have a giant rack of antlers, and what is going on is that there is just an immense nest of many different types and colors of spider weaving within and across and between fair antlers in these incredible, intricate, shifting patterns. And in addition to, the sort of opulence of the spiders, it is clear that there are different tensile strengths and properties to the different silks. Some of them are very like floaty and wafty, and some of them are very like strong and like tight, and they're all just woven in these incredible intricate patterns between fair antlers. And they don't even address Sharp Flickerbird. Fair spider. They are busy actually, trying to bail Summer, poor darling Summer, out of fair little misstep, which I'm sure that Summer absolutely hates.
Yeah, you don't own me.
they think they're doing them a favor. And of course, the best way to be noticed is not to try too hard. So they simply, go about this sort of act of rescue in proximity to Sharp Flickerbird, such that it is clear. And as Faye pass by Sharp on fair way to fair seat, there's a moment where it's clear that like Sharp has noticed the different. They don't care about the aesthetics, presumably, because fair aesthetics are terrible. But they do notice the interesting and different properties of the spider silk. And I think Silvarix has a moment where they're like, "Oh, I do think a little. If you'd like to discuss, perhaps a slightly more dynamic fabric, we could chat at the intermission."
Nice.
All right.
So, yeah,
Very
that's
impressive.
that's where that's at.
Way to steal my thunder. But I'm not upset. You deserve this one. Take your point of influence.
Oh, I shall.
And then we do it again because there are going to be 3 rounds in an act.
Right, right.
Which is to say that, John, you are next. What is the next situation that occurs? I'm just going to put everything in the deck, by the way. What is the next situation that occurs where we get an opportunity to impress Sharp Flickerbird?
So this would still be before the play, yeah?
Yes, still before the play. We're waiting for it.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So, let me think. I'm thinking Sharp isn't just there for the play. Actually, we know that they are not like this is kind of below Sharp, right? Like this is actually
Oh
like
yeah, they don't like this opera.
So I think Sharp is actually there to promote a new product.
Oh my god.
Oh
Perfect.
gosh.
So
I hate it.
so I think after kind of the first, rounds of introductions and like everyone's there, I'm thinking there's just like to one side of the entrance hall, there's like just like a booth. What I don't know, like what do you think? What could the product be that Sharp is?
I mean, it definitely sells its users' personal information, right? There's no getting around that.
Is it like a skeletal equivalent to like an Alexa or something? Like a little skull that lives in your house and talks to you and buys you things from the wizard internet?
Perhaps Skelexa?
Skulllexa.
Oof.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So I think Sharp is there at the booth with like a couple of like booth employees, whatever, and just like talking to important investors, like wizard that doesn't work. Wizard investors, just about the thing. So we can try to like either actually be interested in the product or at least feign interest in the product.
All right.
Yeah.
That's great.
I can feign interest in a lot of things.
Okay. So we're still trying to kind of get close to the 7, yeah? To the
So still a 7. Matching the number is best. Matching the suit, second best. Matching color and either number or face at the same time. And then matching nothing is 4th place, but could still be useful if everyone else.
And we're not drawing any new cards, right? We're just working with the ones we got.
No, we're just working through what we got.
That's kind of fun, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Oh, damn it.
Uh-oh!
Okay.
Uh-oh!
Oh,
Okay.
man.
Oh, yes!
We have
Chaos!
gone familiar heavy.
Yep.
Familiar fight, familiar fight, familiar fight. I mean, what?
So which of these is actually winning now?
That would
think
be
you win.
Summer. You,
Yep.
Yeah,
yeah, you
Yes.
match nothing. Everyone else is out.
We all canceled out.
that's amazing, actually.
Perfect.
So yeah, just a,
Oh, wait. No. Because Silvarix's card matches the color and the type.
Does that still work? Even if it's
Wait.
also the same suit?
Right?
Yeah, if it's a suit, it's always going to match the color.
True.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah. So,
but you're-
so would it have to? Would a 5 of spades actually be better, or is the like, or a
Wait, I think you're right. I think Alex is right. Give me a second.
Because we
Oh,
all
dang.
cancel on... No, wait.
No, but then the difference between suit and
Yeah.
color
Yeah,
and face.
you can match in this category and value or suit at the same time. It matches in suit and color/face.
Okay.
Damn. Okay.
Didn't-
But then wouldn't. But wait. Wouldn't.
is an
Oh,
ace.
okay. Because the two of you don't have a number. You have a face card.
Right, because your
Right,
face
right.
ace. Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess our ace should be at the top after the king on our list.
Yes,
over
that
to
would
the
make
right.
a tremendous amount more sense. But
Right.
That's
Because if
fine.
that were the
take
case,
it up with whoever did the layout. Take it up with whoever woke up yesterday morning was like, oh shit, I gotta write four
right,
oracles
gotta-
now.
Gotta go through that.
I like the idea that Elaine and Abderazak's familiars just sort of get into a fight with each other.
That sounds extremely fun.
cute.
Yeah.
And that's why we do not impress Sharp Flickerbird.
Yeah. Oh, especially because mine is a let's see, it is a familiar or construct imbued with eternal flame, which is kind of your thing,
That's
right?
my thing.
Yeah, because I have kind of an underworld vibe, it is obviously like a purple flame that shades up to black at the edges. And it is a... what is it? Let's say that I have like a skeletal servant walking with me who is covered in purple fire and is like carrying the trailing cape behind me. I got a 2-for-1. I'm also wearing a cape.
yeah.
So I think that it just like reacts poorly with whatever yours is, probably.
Yeah, well, I think what it is I see you with a flame skeleton, and gosh, boy, do my eyes ever roll, because not only is,
So on the nose.
Zerazak's here, not who I wanted to see, but also he's chomping my fiery style?
Yup.
No thank you. And so I kind of snap my fingers at whoever is closest. And because I am rich enough, if I snap my fingers, people just assume they're my servant. I snap my fingers at whomever is closest, and I say, I'm going to need your familiar. And I do take it from them, and I'm sure that somebody is going to pay them for it eventually. Somebody pays the contractors in the fullness of time. And I slam open whatever familiar holstering Pokeball that commoner had on hand, to reveal an oceanic familiar, but not like a fun ocean, like the ocean Cthulhu rises from. So I think What Luck, as kind of a water elemental, sort of bursts forth.
Yep.
It's a water elemental, but it is like definitely kind of a gross, stagnant water elemental. Like there are 100% dead fish inside of this big water hulk.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Which is unbecoming. I am shocked and appalled. I am not going to pay that person for their elemental now. However, I do send it to extinguish your skeleton.
Amazing.
Oh my goodness! Oh, oops! So sorry, everyone. Oh, so sorry.
Yeah, and there's a horrible scream from the skeleton, because obviously that the fire was like its soul, right? So getting it put out is just like, it like lets its maw open, and like a purple smoke like screams out, wheels around the room, and then just pours into the ground back down to the underworld.
Hell yeah.
It's very embarrassing. And now I don't have anyone to hold my cape up, so it's just trailing on the floor when I'm getting all dirty and mothbally.
How embarrassing for you.
I really need a bunch of nano spiders to reshape it to make it shorter, actually. Damn it would be
Embarrassing for him. I had to talk to a poor. So think about me. Think about Elaine Fireball. Anyway, I imagine like Sharp Flickerbird notices none of this. Like they've moved on, and we're having our little scuffle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, because I have a staff, I guess made out of ancient paper, covered in crabbed handwriting. Sure. it's probably just gonna. It's just like a rolled up note, probably.
I love that you have another staff. That's really good.
Yeah.
It's just that's all. Maybe it's like a wand or something, but and I think what is this is gonna be an old letter that Summer found from their grandfather to their grandmother back in the war, and it's like it's all very quirky and very very lovely, and it talks about like oh that summer dress that you wore back when we first met and whatever. And I'm just like I'm just here being like, okay, this like I have to kind of show this to someone and like brighten up their day. Like this can't be just my thing. I have to show people how lovely and wholesome my grandparents were. But then like nobody cares. I just think like because nobody can actually read it. It's just like what does it even say? I'm just like I just hold that thing in people's faces and like nobody really knows what to do with it.
Aw, that's so cute though.
That's so sad.
Yeah, and then you know what? Because I like setting up recurring jokes. I think I'll try to show this to Sharp as well. But once again, I am carried off by the bodyguard.
Oh, adorable. So there's enough people clustered around Sharp that I think this time I tragically do not notice the darling Summer being carried off by the guards. They're on the other side of the crowd this time. But I do notice this very embarrassing spectacle transpiring with Elaine and Somnolent. Well, I don't think that Sharp necessarily all the way notices. The noise is kind of forcing Femme to raise their voice as they're expositing on Skelexa to the group of interested investors and potential consumers. And I sort of glide by with my spiders on display and notice the noise, and I just sort of lift up my arm, and from out of my beautiful opera glove, a little serpent slides out, and as it does, it perfectly matches. It's sort of a chameleon serpent, it's fine. This is magical. We're good. And it matches the pattern on my opera gloves, and the sort of surrounding sound just sort of mutes a little, and as I pass by, I sort of cock my head towards Sharp and murmur, "Wouldn't one of these make a fine addition to your little creation? I think it would really be quite nice, actually, for when you're consulting your little oracle, to be able to tone out distractions. In any case, again, happy to chat more later." And then I swan on past.
So classy.
Very too classy.
I thought you were going to say the much worse idea that the snake should like curl up at the base of the skull and then like change colors like a gamer keyboard.
That would be incredibly
Oh god, that
tacky.
would be very good.
It would also be amazing, but also quite tacky.
Yep.
All right. One more round in this act, and Corinne, you get to say where is
it's
the next.
me.
Yeah, what is the next point?
Let's see.
Our very last chance to impress what's their butt Sharp before the play starts.
So I think that the sorceress orbs have blinked, the signal that like it's about time to queue up to go to your seats. The ushers have been, getting us up next to the door, and those who are so eager to see the show have begun to queue. Imagine that. But there's still a handful of folk who just can't be. Who would queue? How tasteless is that? And so, sort of away from the chatter outside the doors to the actual theater, wherein we will take in this opera. There's sort of a little cluster around a floating ottoman, one of many, but most of them have been vacated at this point. And so it's sort of the last of Sharp's little investor crowd, and they've moved on. They're laughing, they're making jokes. It's a whole experience, getting in their last cracks before they have to go and sit down and actually be quiet for a while, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, it's a little constellation of floating ottomans. That's more fun. People are lounging.
Cool.
They sort of hover in place. Okay, now what the heck am I? All right, we're doing this. Are we gonna get a new hand in the next act, or?
We will, yes.
Oh, thank goodness.
All right, ready? What do we got?
Whoa.
Okay.
But this time it's actually the wait. No, what is it? This time it's the three of spades, I think, right?
This time it is the 3 of
Yeah.
spades.
Because all of you.
The 8 and
match
2
the
clash.
suits,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
the king also clashes with those.
And the
ones.
king clashes with
clubs
those
clash.
two. Club clash. Yes.
The color face clash.
Somnolent finally gets the chance.
There's
Yeah.
Zach. Oh.
Okay, so I think we should start with Summer and go around then.
Yeah.
We'll go Summer, Sylvarix, Elaine, and then me.
Perfect.
Okay, let's see. What do I even have here? A familiar made of paper.
How does that work?
Yeah, yeah. Not sure. It's the first thing that comes to mind is like it's kind of an origami figure come to life.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's so cool.
Yeah, maybe we'll just ignore the handwriting part. Yeah, maybe this is actually Summer's kind of thing. Summer's hobby is just like creating these little, folding these little creatures, and then with their glamour magic, actually, making them do little things that once again don't really do anything, but it's kind of cute.
Appropriately whimsical, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Which maybe wait. So remind me, which room are we in now?
We're like sort of in the like, how there's the long hall
Oh, okay.
outside of the theater,
Right.
but we're at like one end of it.
Oh, okay. Right. So we aren't at our seats yet.
Yeah, there's the constellation of floating ottomans that people are
Yeah.
lounging on.
Maybe I'm just. Wait. Okay. I also need to figure out how will I kind of get close to Sharp to be carried away by the bodyguards again. I might. You know what? I might just. This might not even be like a thing of like me trying to impress Sharp at all. I think I just have my little walking and moving. What's it going to be? Crane seems to. It's like, I don't know. It's like a unicorn, like a little paper unicorn. And I just have it, and I just play with it because that's the kind of person I am. But it kind of jumps out of my hand and walks over to through the legs of all the important people to Sharp. Although I guess if we're like on flying ottomans, this is all very strange. Maybe it is a flying. Maybe it's like a Pegasus. So like flies over to Sharp, and in my attempt to get it back, because this is my friend, of course, I am once again met with big shoulders and strong hands that grab me and carry me away.
Nice. Are the guards like humans, or are they undead, since Sharp is a necromancer?
Ooh.
Yeah, maybe it's one of those situations like the kind of Howl's Moving Castle, Witch of the Wastes. Like the servants have like suits and hats and everything, but they are like obviously undead.
Nice.
Yes.
So good.
Oh, that rules.
I like how everything about Sharp Flickerbird is just reverse engineering Gideon the Ninth somehow. Like, I'm not complaining. I think that's great. That was a good book.
It was a good book. Oh. All right. So, I like the idea that Sylvarix was like, all right, we've been doing great. We're going to go 3 for 3. This is going to be perfect. And Faye had their, like, so, you know, the Skullxa was sort of like a regular human-sized skull. And Faye were planning to sort of, once again, you know, swan past very impressively with the exact perfect thing to complement whatever it is that Sharp is doing, but just enough better or interesting enough to pique their interest. But so they've got their little bracelet of tiny animated skulls of little rodents, all polished to a beautiful sheen, and all of them whispering tiny secrets. Because, you know, they're familiar. They're just familiar that's also bracelet shaped. And then all of this nonsense goes down with Summer, and Sylvarix is very distracted, fair worried about poor darling Summer. Once again, all these brutes keep happening, and Faye can't disguise fair concern and disgruntlement, and Faye bustle off in pursuit of Summer and completely lose track of the moment, and absolutely flub the opportunity that could have gone just as well as the first two, but emphatically does not, because yeah, Faye've got other places to be.
You're just too nice. That's what I always say.
Finally, an opening for Elaine Firebaugh to take advantage of. Luckily, I have just the thing wherein I'll catch the attentions of the king. And that is the most expensive familiar that you have ever seen, or not seen, as the case might be. I have an invisible horse that came with me through the fireplace and will take me to my seat. So I say hop hop, and I hop onto this invisible horse. A horse of no other color. Too good. And I do seize its invisible bridle, and I go, yeah, and I pass right by Sharp Flickerbird, and this really is my opportunity to be right up in fair zone. I have their full attention. And what did not occur to me as I was making my invisible horse acquisition is that if they weren't aware that I was riding an invisible horse, they would just see an inconspicuous, hovering, squatting woman.
Like dressaging by.
So good.
And I hover squat past, and I say, well, Sharp Flickerbird, isn't it? How very do. And I hover squat on, convinced that I have made a very good impression.
Oh,
But I have not.
that's so good.
I love that this is also like not a smooth hover. This is like a very bumpy hover.
Yeah, no, it's very awkward. I'm having trouble keeping my position. But I am getting my horse ride from the lobby to the seat. 100% I am going to trample someone on my way, but
So good.
Oh yeah.
You've already
absolutely.
trampled a lot of people, so really, what's another half dozen?
Yeah. Oh right. So here's Somnolent's final first success. I have a pointed hat with stars and lightning bolts and, you know, classic wizard stuff. So I think that that what I am going to do is, you know, I am a wizard who is concerned with propriety. Oh, I have to make this successful. I was about to do a terrible idea. No, this will work. I'm concerned with propriety. I think that I, as a dignified person, want to help sort of get this show on the road, get everyone over towards the show, but without interrupting the lovely ambiance that we have here. So I put on my jaunty wizard hat. You know, it's also black. It's got silver stars on it and moons. to sort of match my aesthetic, and it's got a nice, pleasing like backward tilt to the point, kind of matching my like forward beak, because I'm obviously wearing this same mask,
Yeah.
and so I tap one of the stars on my hat, and it lights up, and it starts playing some music that we cannot play here because of copyrights from Fantasia. And all of the Ottomans slowly shake and shiver and come to life, and they start to do a little like boom 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 little dance, slowly and dignifiedly, sort of like a beautiful waltz emerges around Sharp, carrying them over to the entrance to the opera hall, with everyone still orbiting and swirling around them, but just moving this time. And I think that, Sharp obviously likes not having fair time wasted. And I don't think Faye even notice that this has happened particularly, but just happen to like, oh, I've arrived, and stand up and head in, and just happen to notice like my magical signature on the ottoman. There's like a brief scent of like grave earth around, and Fair like,
So
oh,
good.
Abdurazak, and are just a little bit impressed.
Yes.
Get your point of influence.
Yeah.
And since that is the end of the first act, Corinne, you get an extra point of influence since you won that first act by any measure. 2 versus 1. I think as you take your seat, an usher comes up and tells you you've been invited to share a box with Shop Flickerbird.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yay! And with the end of Act 1, we've been at this for like an hour 41. We should probably do a stop and touch base and figure out if we needed to take a break or if we need to abandon everything entirely or what our deal is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's our deal?
I think I'd be good for taking a little couple-minute break.
Yeah, that seems good.
Cool. 10-minute break. Come back here at 7:56.
Sounds great.
Sounds good.
All right. Then we will be right back. Hello. I'm back. Nobody else is invited. This is Elaine Firebow's show now. Hated enemy of Elaine Firebow, Somnolent Abderazak, is never going to return.
Curse
whatever.
you! Oh, wait, I'm back.
Fine.
Oh, hello.
Pixie can be here too. And obviously, my good friend, Silverix Imine. Obviously. You're always welcome. Ooh, tall drink of water you are. Hey, everybody. We're back for more opera going. Let's put this back on. Hey. If you want to discard your, last 2 cards, you can do that.
Yeah, how do
Or you can
do
hold
that?
on to them and keep them for the next round.
We don't get to know what the next round card is, do we?
I mean, you will know that it's either going to be a 2 of diamonds or an ace of spades.
Oh,
Like-
yeah, that's kind of
Oh, I forgot about that.
cool. Me
Yeah.
too.
All right, you know what? We're gonna hold them.
Oops. I'm trying to mix these up in a way that I don't remember what they are, but of course it's not going to work tremendously well. I have also figured out a way where I can hide my cards from everybody else, which is
Oh,
nice.
good. I have
Oh.
not been looking at them, so that's convenient.
I saw them, but I didn't see them. If you take my meaning.
It's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
right. I don't know how this game is played really either, so it all kind of buffs out.
And we should draw up to 5 now,
Up
correct?
to 5.
Correct.
No more, no less. Also, I do wish to apologize. I neglected to state a rule during the first act, which is that if you wish to discard all 5 and draw again, you may, but you will earn a point of irritation for
Oh,
taking
yeah.
too long to decide upon your fashions.
And you get to decide that after you see the card, presumably.
By the rules as written, no.
Dang!
That's unplaytested, baby!
Oh no.
That's fine.
Okay, yeah, we're sticking with it.
Yeah. I didn't mean it was fine. I mean, we should definitely do the second thing.
Okay, I'm pulling out a card. This is Sharp's Flickerbird's card. Is the 2 of diamonds.
Honestly,
And
really interesting what you came up with the mechanics here, because I don't even
thank
know
you.
if it would be good or bad for me to discard cards, because I don't know what you're gonna play, so
Right, yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
fun. If you had all cards that are too good, other people having better cards is actually bad for you.
no.
Oh.
it's an interesting game. I wonder how it would play if you were doing a dedicated just play the game and not let's have wizard fun with it.
Right.
But
Yeah,
I
if
want to
I had-
have wizard fun with it.
If I had my grandpa's gift of always counting exactly which cards are still on the deck and which cards people have
Oh.
already played, and just being
Yeah.
okay, I know, I have an approximation of what you're gonna play. So
Yeah, those people are the real wizards, honestly.
Call them card wizards. Oh, it's time for Act 2.
Act 2, which introduces the dueling rules.
The dueling rule. So, whoever currently has the most influence, which is by a tidy margin, Corinne.
by
gets,
1.
By 2.
Two, right?
By
Thank
2.
you.
Oh, right. Right, you got the bonus 1? Yep. I'll just be with you.
Gets to describe where this is occurring. We're midway through the play, for the opera, or whatever the hell it's called. Time for a break. We're within the Opera Arcanum, able to move about, take advantage of little side passages. And during this round, we are allowed to perform wizards' duels. So, yeah, go ahead and set our stage, please.
Should we talk about how wizard duels work first?
Should we talk about how wizard duels work ever?
Yeah,
Well, before we
what
do
is a
one,
wizard duel?
Okay, here's how a wizard duel works. At any point before or between rounds, you can loudly interrupt the action to challenge another wizard to a duel of wands, wits, or whatever. You gain a point of irritation when you do this, because you can't just keep dueling everybody. Both duelists play a card. Whichever one is lower in value, nothing else matters besides value, is the one who is being pressed, and they can choose to either back down, letting their opponent win, or keep playing. If they keep playing, then whomever, the other person can decide, okay, we're either going to do another round or we are stopping here, which importantly does not count as a win for their opponent. It ends the duel. It's just, hey, I attacked you and whatever. Duels continue until someone ends the duel or runs out of cards. Whoever runs out loses. If they both run out at the same time, whoever has the lower value loses. If you lose a point of influence if possible, and the other player gains a point of influence. And then win or lose, everyone afterwards draws 2 cards. So this can be a way, if you suspect your opponent to have a bunch of good cards, to duel them to get them out of their hand. Or if you have a bunch of bad cards and you want more cards, you can just flippantly challenge folks to duels and see what happens.
So, question: why? I'm just trying to think about it. Why would I ever, if I lose, like we both play a card, I have the lower one. Why would I ever back down at that point instead of just keep going?
Fair question. Maybe you think the cards you have in your hand are going to help you win future rounds.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, cool.
There's not a ton of incentive. There's just a little bit.
No, that makes sense.
Especially if the cards you have in your hand, especially for right now, you want 2s. So if you have a bunch of 2s, you don't want to spend them dueling.
Mm-hmm, that's true.
Anywho.
All right.
Set the scene.
So, rather than having, I mean, of course, there are rooms and passages behind the scenes, and everyone, even those in the box seats who need to use the loo, will need to go through them. But those in the higher echelons of the theater have access to the chandelier lounge. So from the top of the theater, there is a giant chandelier hanging down, and as the lights come up between intermission, a cascade of crystalline islands appear within the overhang of the chandelier, and little crystalline steps materialize down to all of the box seats, so that those with a certain amount of access can find their way up there. Now, of course, there are other ways to get up there if you're not, lucky enough to have made it into a box. But that's the stage I'm going to set, because I have important agenda.
Amazing.
And I'm sure you'll all find your way up there as well. So yeah, that's where we're at.
In my mind, it all makes sense because you get invited because you're in the box. I'm there because I have money. Someone, Abderazak, has the gift of prophecy, so he knows exactly where it is. And Summer just bumbles on up, trying to find the bathroom or something.
The pixie.
That was literally what I was going for.
Yes, that's beautiful. I love it.
Cool.
And now what happens? I forget.
Now the player to the left of whomever introduced the act. That's me. That's going to be me.
Hey.
Oh.
Gets to introduce the scenario where we have a chance to impress Sharp, Flickerbird. And so here we are. We are in the Chandelier Lounge. And I think that, you know what it is? I think that the Chandelier Lounge, for whatever reason, information about how to get to the Chandelier Lounge went out to a bit too many riffraff, as does. So the Chandelier Lounge is a little bit crowded, and I think people who are watching Sharp Flickerbird catch them going up to an usher and sort of, whispering in the ear. And the usher says, yes, of course, of course. And begins summoning a second, more exclusive chandelier lounge. The next
my
chandelier
gosh.
has to come down
Yes.
for the next level of lounge. And Sharp Flickerbird sort of eases Fairway away from the rest of the crowd, because Fair's the only one who knows that this second chandelier is coming right now. But they do aim to be the very first to step into the more exclusive iteration of the lounge.
Nice.
And who goes with them? Shall we flip our cards?
Let's flip it. Oh, crud! Amazing!
My
Amazing!
wait.
Perfection.
Oh no.
I knew I should have saved it.
Disaster.
So for any new viewers joining us, the twos is the best card you could play because it matches the number of Sharp Flickerbird's card up in the top left there. But they all tie, so they all cancel each other out.
Leaving me as the winner, which is very exciting.
Yep.
We didn't specify like what Sharp's actual accessory was, which was an error on my part. They're wearing a pointed hat with skulls or ravens or both. I think for Sharp it's definitely skulls, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
what does
I don't
it
know if
look
there's
like?
anything.
What's the hat look like?
Is it like the Skulexa docking station?
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
it is the Skulexa docking station.
And it charges it, right? So the skull eyes are like glowing as you dock it in.
Like there's a big open area in the front of the hat that you have to insert your Skulexa into. But it still listens to you while it's charging.
And if we stick with the whole CEO thing, I guess it says pointy hat, but like, is it just like a baseball cap?
It definitely does have a brim in the front, like a baseball cap.
But it's a triangle.
Just a short one, like a short, crappy little triangle.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the worst hat ever, and
man.
I hate it.
We have to play this game again so that we can get a VIW who has faction that isn't
Who's
totally
actually
odious.
good. Yeah.
Also, to answer Defran's question in chat, yeah, all those cards are burned now, which is very fun.
All the twos are gone. I can't believe all of you.
We jumped the gun. We were all too hungry.
That's super interesting though. It just means like none of us can match the number anymore for the next couple of rounds. Yeah.
No more twos to worry about.
Don't worry about that. Oh, it's too funny.
Too funny.
So yeah.
I guess I'll be
What are you
going first
wearing?
then, since Elaine wins. Yes. So I have it's a spade, right? It's a little hard to tell because my glasses are slightly foggy behind my mask. Little peek behind the curtain there. So I've got, once again, an enchanted jewelry. Oh, is this our first spade?
It is.
Wild. With skulls or ravens or both. In my case, obviously it's both because I'm like a psychopomp, raven-themed wizard. So they are raven skulls and regular skulls, making up, I think, an ornate necklace around my neck. I'm wearing an ornate necklace in real life as well, but you can't quite see it under my veil, I guess you would say. Which is the same problem that Somnolent has, actually, is that I have a wonderful, like, flowing shadow veil coming down from my face, making me appropriately mysterious. But unfortunately, it's just covering the beautiful, gleaming, polished bone necklace that I have. And I almost had such a good entrance, because being a Horospex who knows the future, I have arrived at the second, more exclusive Chandelier Lounge before it was actually built. I was just hovering in midair there, and they just assembled it under me, right? So I was like, this is it. This is perfect. I'm totally ready. I've got the optimum chance to make an impression on this CEO, so I can steal fair space moon fortress skull, as you do, and then what happens is I just get escorted away by fair security undead who come up to do a sweep because they're just that conscientious, and they're like, what are you doing here? You can't be up here. And I'm like, no, but geez, and like, I don't want to start a whole kerfuffle, so I think one of them just like pushes me with its big meaty hand, and I just, I glide, back down to the ground. It's not so undignified, but it's not gonna get me anything out of this at all.
Sweet.
Amazing.
Okay. So for me, I definitely Summer wasn't actually supposed to be there. I think they're literally just looking for the bathroom. In fact, so because I have a familiar of skulls or ravens or both. So this will be a little raven familiar who is supposed to show me the way to the bathroom, but just led me into this chandelier lounge. And I think what might happen is that Sharp was actually, because as we know, Sharp is kind of preparing to exit and go to the next more exclusive lounge, and Sharp might have actually been like, okay, whoever, like, let's just a few people, if we can take a few people over, like whoever kind of comes up to me, we can take them over, I guess, just to show generosity. And Summer does actually come up to Sharp, and was about to be taken over to the lounge, but I was like, no, I'm really just looking for the bathroom. I really have to go. This food looks nice, but I just really have to go to the bathroom. So at which point, this time maybe not actually being forcefully taken away from Sharp, but just being politely pointed towards the bathroom and leaving the scene.
Fresh.
I'm glad that the security undead are on your side for once.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, as number 3 of the Skulls or Ravens are both trio, so that bracelet I had earlier, that was also a familiar, is very, very handy in that it's like a magical slap bracelet, basically. So you pull it off and it
Okay.
into a wand, sort of a shape that can also super coincidentally double as a shiv that you could stab someone with. So the thing is that I have succeeded at what I definitely basically set out to do, which is get close to this person so that I can absolutely destroy them. And I didn't want to do it at the opera, but one must seize one's opportunities where one finds them. And so I have slipped off my bracelet and converted it into its wand shiv form, and I am readying myself, and then I just then everybody else comes up right then. I'm like ready. I've come up with them. We've been making great conversation from Fairbox, at least as far as great conversation goes with Sharp Flickerbird. And then just everybody else arrives. Oh, I missed my moment. And I fade back before anyone can notice that I was about to stab anybody, and the moment is lost.
And of course, leading the charge of the people who arrive is Elaine Fireball.
Of course.
Because I have been keeping an eye on the situation. And I know just where to be. I find myself right at the elbow of Sharp Flickerbird, who looks up at me. Last time he saw me, I was squatting in midair, but now I am on my own 2 feet.
Invisible horse.
And I say to Fem, I look up at their hat, and I say to Fem, Oh, skulls! How quaint. Y'all, I'm gonna neg Sharp Flickerbird.
Yes! Correct.
Skull's kind of going the way of Raven, sort of a classic, really old school. I can't say I don't admire it, although, you know, it does do to mix up your pointed hat options every now and again. I think that is where previously I had been wearing a dramatic topper like this one. I shake it out to introduce its very wizardly point, which in the case of this hat means that what you didn't realize is that around like the top edge of this hat were a bunch of flame serpents,
Oh, nice.
all sort of in a state of hibernation, curled up like this. And as I shake the hat, they all wake up and they leap into action, doing the one thing flame serpents do when they feel threatened, which is, I don't know, I guess start breathing fire up into the air. So these flame serpents all open their little mouths and to breathe out little gusts of fire that form into a point on the top of my hat. And then I put it back on my head. And then, like...
And this goes over really well.
But it works. It catches the attention. It catches the eye of Sharp Flickerbird. And I think, you know, I think because I have so shocked Fem with my negging and cool hat, I am, in fact, the one who takes the first step onto the extremely doubly exclusive second chandelier.
Oh my goodness.
Well, that's
Oh
a
my
nonsense
gracious.
sentence to anyone who just showed up, isn't it?
We've got a VOD. You can go back and get the context.
Yeah. It's interesting. You've basically become like a walking Rammstein stage show now. It's just like pyrotechnics just going off.
Perfect.
Oh boy. All right. That is round one. Now's a good chance if you want to challenge someone to a duel to duel that. And if not, I think Alex, it is your job to introduce the second situation in which we can
I kind of
impress.
wanna do a duel.
I know you want to do a duel.
All right, let's do it. I think I will duel you, Lara.
What?
Yes, you, the player. I'm coming to your house. Okay, no, I will actually duel your character with my character.
Okay.
That's a better idea. We have more good rules for that. So I think that what transpires next is that you're chatting, you're having a great time, and then suddenly an inky black portal opens up just in front of you, and you feel a slight magical tug at you to step through it.
And step I do, how can I resist the magical tug?
Yeah, it's a polite one. So as you step through, you find that you are even higher up than you were before on the chandelier that is literally on the ceiling. There is actually a secret alternate dimension to the opera. These are the catwalks, which are being patrolled by the
Actual
tech
cats,
crew,
actual cats,
which
actual
are
cats.
actual cats. They are
Oh, good.
inky black panthers formed out of living shadow, stalking around silently on their padded feet, leaving trails of solid shadow behind them. And they are, like, adjusting lights and things. They're also all tuxedo cats, but the
Okay,
tuxedo
obviously.
parts are also black, so you can't actually tell. They have sock feet. The socks are also black on black. And
But you
I
know
am
they're
up
there. Much like
you know.
Merlin. You know he's backstage even if he never appears on stage.
Exactly.
You know they're in a tuxedo even if it's black on black.
So
Alright.
the only source of light in this inky darkness is in fact your flaming snake hat, which shines like a little star, and you then see a brilliant purple glow as I open my eyes, and it lights up like my crow mask or raven mask, whichever I said it was. It's both. And then I say, "Ah, my old friend, I had hoped that I could have a brief exchange of spells with you in order to demonstrate our great appreciation and love for each other."
An exchange of spells, you say? Well, I imagine I can throw out something that you won't see coming.
Well, I suppose you do tend to surprise even me. And if I need to read any entrails or destroyed corpses, I'll just have to hope that I have one on hand. And then I draw a dueling wand. It's like a wand, but it's got a French grip on it, like a fencer's foil. So it kind of goes like that forward, and I jauntily salute you with it.
All right, and I do pull out from the inner pocket of my cloak the small little button I click, which summons my dueling aid.
Yes.
No.
Duel Caddy, come to me! Who appears in a puff of smoke carrying a small canister of dueling wands. One moment, please. What do you think? The beech wood? Oh, no, ma'am. I think it's going to be the oak for this one. Oh, Rutherkins, you're never wrong. And I pick up the oak dueling wand, and I have at you.
Amazing. All
Play
right.
a card into the dueling zone.
Oh, nice. Good dueling zone.
Yes.
Dueling zone. Reveal. Oh, you just got me.
It was
Amazing.
the oak.
Yep, the oakiness. Gave
Are
it
you
that
going-
subtle flavor.
Are you going to back down?
Should we describe what our spells and stuff are?
Yeah, fair point. Okay, since you're lower, you attack and I'll counterattack.
Yeah, sweet. Okay. So I think that what I do is I cast a soul controlling hex. And it fires off leaking horrible green energies, because this is not great magic, right? I fire it off, and just before it gets to you, one of the noble and brave stagehand cats notices it and is like, and it dives in front of the hex to intercept it.
And I just absolutely let this stagehand take the hit for me. Well played. Fruit basket to your family. And then I wave my wand back at you and, well, damned if it isn't a fireball.
The classic.
Classic.
Nice, yeah. Oh, you can see that I'm weaving some sort of intricate defense that would protect me against anything but a fireball. Because I'm like, surely you wouldn't be so predictable as to use a fireball. And then it just blasts right through and lights it on fire.
And the question is, since I have the advantage, do you back down, granting me the win?
I'm gonna say yes, actually.
Yes.
I say, what a pleasant exchange we had. You can see that I'm immolated in flames right now. I am on fire. There's a hit point bar for me, and it is rapidly dwindling, and I am just yes, well, excellently done. Always a pleasure. I'm gonna go, and I jump into another portal. that leads to like a pool somewhere and just come out underwater.
All right, and I give you a hearty fare thee well, and then I turn to one of the cat people and say, "Catman, guide me back." And I'm shuffling this stack. I get 1 influence, and we both draw 2 cards.
Oh, do I lose an influence?
You do if you have one.
I
to
do.
lose.
Oh, I did have one. Wow, what a terrible idea it was to lose that duel. This is fine. Back to 0.
And now, unless someone else wants to run a duel, and anyone is welcome to, you can set up our second round, Alex.
Okie dokie. Anyone else?
Nah,
Okay.
I'm good.
So the second round of the intermission of the play is that there is a play within a play that is happening on the stage during the intermission, and it is a magic mirror that is showing what is happening in the audience. So everyone is now part of a second play that is going on, and little names appear over people's heads, and you're given like notes on what character you're supposed to be playing. It's like insanely complicated.
This is high concept as hell.
Yeah. But this is what wizards must do to keep themselves entertained during the 10-minute long intermission. So that's what's up. We are all now in a second play that is it's a romantic comedy about a wacky heiress who falls in love with a necromancer CEO. The necromancer CEO is being played by a sharp flicker bird. So it's basically just a vanity piece talking about how great Sharp is, and none of us are assigned to play the heiress unless you are. Why am I saying that? One of us totally could be. It's up to you.
I hope it's me.
So are we still? So where are we then? I guess we're not in the lounge
We are
anymore.
just in the audience.
Yeah.
I think everyone gets teleported down into the actual. I want to say the Operarcanum has like long velvet-covered like couches and chaise lounges instead of like little theater seats.
I do like because I don't know if it's the same in North America, but at least the theaters and operas that I know, they give like the little bell before when the pause is about to end. I like that in this case it's just like the bell. It's the bell, but also you just immediately get teleported back to the. It's like a
Yeah.
It's like if you've ever been in a Zoom meeting with like breakout rooms, and there's like the breakout rooms are closing, everyone gets like immediately pulled back into the main call.
Yes.
Sweet. What do we have?
Reveal.
What?
Whoa!
Wait,
How is there?
Where's
How?
the 2 coming from?
How did the 2 come out?
So,
It must have been discarded, and then when you drew a new card, you got the 2?
I did, yeah.
What?
Okay, dueling is pretty good.
I didn't
Spondolo!
realize that dueling could do this. To reclaim a card that had been lost.
Yeah, that's
but,
wild.
Wait,
I guess there's no discard pile.
yeah. In retrospect, maybe we should have just had a discard pile, but
Yep.
That's fine.
yeah.
Okay, well that pretty
I
decisive
will-
victory, I would say.
I'll go first and fail. So I have an invisible, familiar, or construct. Nice.
My horse.
horse theft.
All right. Yeah, sure. It's your horse. My secret objective during our duel was not actually to win. It was to steal your invisible horse so that I could impress Sharp Flickerbird with it. And I think we just get like a shot-for-shot remake of you failing to impress Sharp, but it's me floating by on the horse and just being like, and Sharp just does not even notice.
Oh god, so good.
That's great, especially because it's all mirrored on the stage. Like everyone sees this.
Yeah.
Everyone sees the inconspicuous floating squatting.
Can we make it a thing that like in this kind of weird intermission like audience mirror thing that our what was their name, like our announcer from the beginning just like commentates everything?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Joan of the
Audience
Mystic River?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or maybe you have like some kind of like lower third at the with the mirror just like commenting on what's happening. Awesome. Okay. What do I have? Of course I have another staff. I've come with my backpack of staffs and wands. This one of trees and flowers. That's actually quite nice. So okay. So they said okay. This is there's like some kind of role in this weird play within a play that Summer certainly doesn't understand. Like they have no idea what's going on here, but like there's some way to like be not even just get close to Sharp, which is nice, but also like to be someone who has an emotional impact on the protagonist. And this is yes, like the showing the protagonist what true love is. Please, that's what I'm here for. So with this kind of staff of flowers, thinking themselves to be some kind of dryad, maybe, or some other like woodland magical being, Summer immediately goes into, because Summer hasn't really acted before, Summer has never been in a play themselves, so they just go into immediate overdrive, just hamming it up all the way.
Yes.
Props flying left and right. Kind of doing the Elaine thing from the beginning, just whacking people with a staff, and wants to kind of get close to Sharp, just to initiate that scene of like revealing the true love, but then just gets stuck. The staff is just really bad with all these chairs around, so it just maybe the staff actually, you know what, the staff just breaks. Like they're just too enthusiastic, trying to run up to Sharp. Staff breaks. Summer's really sad, kind of rips them out of character, and then they walk back to their spot, accompanied by the undead guards, because at this point they've just bonded.
We're friends now!
That's so good.
You're gonna teach them the meaning of love!
Aw.
Amazing. And so we're down in the audience area. The big play is being played up on so everyone can see, and Silvarix is quite miffed that they missed their last opportunity to do away with Sharp Flickerbird, and is a little bit stuck on that plan. And so for their slimy and vaguely toxic, by which we mean definitely toxic, enchanted jewelry, we have the Fair Opera gloves now mysteriously have what look like fingernails. Each of which is conveniently tipped with a quite toxic venom, and Fae are working their way over to Sharp, only to glance up and realize they're the love interest. They have been cast as the love interest. Everyone is getting ready for the big meet cute, and all eyes are on Fem. And Fae sort of freeze, and a little bit as close as Fae ever get, panic, and rapidly withdraw. Until the point that Fair Roll sort of like Fair Roll is the ingenue, gets sort of dislodged and recast, but Faye are already out of the scene and have definitely missed Fair moment.
Oh, that's great. There's some, the announcer voice is just like, oh, I think we might have a little miscasting here, and like a out of character like bah, bah, pops up over your head.
Oh, it's very embarrassing.
Oh, you're just trying so hard not to kill anyone that you touch.
Also with the out of character pop-ups, now I'm just imagining this commentary to be like a Japanese talk show where you just have like kind of picture within picture within picture, just like a panel of people just commentating
yep.
on all of this.
Yes,
Oh.
yes.
All right. Time for Elaine Fireball to make her move. Unfortunately, I am not the one who is recast as a love interest, although, gosh, I wanted to be. What is fortunate is that I happen to be... everyone's casting registry gets updated, and I go from bystander number 3 to... I see love interest understudy, which, very compelling.
Uh-huh.
And I kind of observe across the way, because, it's on the magic mirror. It's easy to figure out where things are, who the new love interest is. And keeping an eye on the magic mirror. When we're watching the magic mirror, we see the love interest on the magic mirror. It cuts to look at Sharp Flickerbird on the magic mirror. And then we cut back to the love interest, who, as we cut back to her on the magic mirror, is just falling backwards. As if somebody had snatched up a broken staff someone left on the ground and used it to sweep the leg.
Amazing.
So love interest number 2 falls to the ground, rolls recast. Love interest is now over my head. I stroll straight up to Shark Flickerbird. As I arrive there, I realize I am still holding this staff that is just a broken stick, but I'm supposed to be holding a staff with a skull, raven, or both theme. So I do snatch Skull Lexa out of Sharp's hat and shove it onto the remains of the broken stick.
Wow.
And I say, I think this would be a good form factor.
Oh, I knew you were going to say
Hello. I'm Elaine Fireball. Let me introduce myself. And then we do some vamping as the intermission play goes on.
excellent.
Great.
And I believe we have one more round.
I want to have a duel.
Yeah.
Who are you dueling? Who are you dueling?
So, as you are flush with your success at swanning into the spotlight, Elaine, as you so often do, at some point, however, you realize you need to powder your nose or something. And the moment you are off the stage, as it were, and away from prying eyes, you notice a different set of eyes. A great many luminous cat-like eyes. And the cats from the catwalk prowl out with Salvarix in their midst, looking rather irate. And they say, I've been hearing some complaints about your backstage conduct, Elaine. I think it's time we had a little chat.
Chat with you, Silvarex, at any time. I'm a bit preoccupied with the little playlet going on right now. Perhaps we could do a tea tomorrow.
Oh, that awkward thing. Surely you can spare a moment. And Faye pulls out Fair Dueling Wand, which is made of blackthorn.
Yeah.
Oh, we're doing one of these? How delightful! And I once again summon my duel caddy,
Perfect.
who suggests for a difficult duel like this, I actually go two-handed. One made of steel and one made of copper.
I thought you were gonna say one big two-handed wand.
Oh, wait, no, that's way
that rules.
better.
That extremely rules. Yes, let's do that.
My clay mage. No, my
Almost.
Claymation?
clay Clawn more. Nope, my big two-handed wand. It's made of like balsa, so it's not that bad, but it is very long.
Oh. All right.
Oh,
Fight
wait a
me.
second. All right.
Reveal. Oh ho ho.
Ho-ho. I think that I attempt to hurl a fireball in your direction, but the thing is so big, so heavy, that it does kind of overpower my comparatively piddly arms, and I end up just sort of cracking it against the ground. And
Rough.
Frustrating.
Amazing. And I think that it's great actually because Silvarix was prepared for a fireball and then it just doesn't happen. So Fair sort of left standing there like super ready to counter, and it's a little bit awkward, but they've still got the upper hand.
Well,
You yield, madam.
I do not. I drop my wand and I snap for my dual caddy and I just grasp whatever he hands me and I say, another.
Of course. Oh, right. So I discard this, and now I do that. All right. And reveal. Oh.
Yahaha.
So the ace is high in this case.
Right. Ace is high. So I think that feeling a little, perhaps not entirely unjustifiably cocky after that initial exchange, Silvarix takes their time sort of preparing a suitable, something suitable to inflict on Elaine, and given Fair challenging disposition, I believe that Silvarix summons essentially like a rain of sand to put out a fire. It's very artistic, sort of a swirly rain of sand, but it is literally, I'm going to dump sand on your fire. That's what I'm doing. And
Nice.
Clearly that's not going to work.
It is clearly not going to work. You see, the problem is, while I did snatch the wand that my dual caddy, who I believe I called Ruthington earlier,
Yeah.
Ruthington made an error and handed me a non-fireball wand.
What?
Handed me his own personal wand. Like well, let's just say it's the last wand he'll be handing me.
Perfect.
But as I do go through the familiar fireball motions, because this is a completely distinct wand. What's the opposite of a fireball? An ice cube.
Yes.
No, this is the wand that Ruthington uses for his other job as a bartender to ice up the drinks. And so it just starts spitting out ice cubes that, like, they do get all sandy, but they still flop on forward, and you wind up, like, standing on a pile of ice cubes, doing that thing where you're trying to keep your footing, but everything's all slippy.
It's like if you just press the ice dispenser thing and it just goes. Very good. I think that in an extremely rare turn of events, Silvarix is struggling to keep fair footing.
Right.
And because the roots are are great with ground, but all of these slippery cubes and like which one do I grab? It's a fair stumbling, but they do not yield.
Ooh. Well, you know what? I think I've done well enough.
Ah!
Thank you for the fine fight. I had a lovely time. We really must do this again. Oh, gosh, it was hilarious.
Lovely.
And I do not gain any influence for that, but I'm going to shuffle this stack, and we both get 2 more cards, which might be 2s. Who knows?
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Could be. Wild. And we just draw them ourselves, right?
And we just, yeah.
Great. Perfect. Okay.
One thing I want to note is that we are coming up on our 3-hour mark, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
We got
Oh.
about 15 more minutes.
How about
Is that a hard stop for anyone, or can we scooch a little bit more in? What do we think?
so I can do a little bit more, but how about this? Because we don't have to do 3 scenes per act, right? Like we could
Right.
we could for
We could
instance
just skip.
yeah we could wrap up this and then we can do like 1 or 2 or whatever scenes in the last act, right?
The
Yeah,
last
sounds
act
good.
goes real quick because everything happens one right after another instead of making a choice each time.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
So if we
Okay.
wanted to jump to the last act now, I think that would be
Yeah.
perfectly reasonable. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
I mean, I'm also saying this as the only person who hasn't gotten a single point of influence, so I don't really have a horse in this race.
I'm glad
Fair
that your
point.
character also doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then gonna discard some stuff. I'm discarding everything from my hand.
Cool.
We would all have the information as to what the remaining card is, right?
It's an ace of spades. Just like that's a good one to go out on.
Yeah, that
that's
seems solid.
It's very Motorhead.
fun. The ace of spades.
All right.
Is that the
This
one? I just know the one from Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Yeah, that is the one.
Okay, good.
Wait, should I have been drawing yet? Okay, yes, it is time to draw.
Yes. Wait, why are some of these faces?
Why is
Yeah,
that?
why
is
are-
that?
yeah,
Should we, should we
Shuffle-
shuffle it?
Oh,
hit
flip
the
stack,
shuffle button.
Shuffle stack. There we go. Should be good now.
Hey.
Boy, this is hard when everyone's doing it at the same time.
I kind of enjoy it.
No, give me these cards. Oh, I got bad cards.
Well, that's just what you're saying.
It
That's
could
what
be just what I'm saying.
you would say.
Yeah. All right. So, it is now Act 3, which means we can get rid of the dueling zone.
Goodbye, dueling zone.
We hardly knew you.
Well,
The duality of the dueling zone.
Nice.
Somebody set the scene for the finale. The show is over. It was probably good if you paid attention to it, but now we're leaving. It's our last chance to impress. And during this round, instead of doing like 3 different scenarios, we will pick the 3 cards we want to play one after another. And I guess we'll just put them like, 1, 2, 3.
oh, cool. I'm glad we can do that.
So last one first.
Okay, I'm gonna need to put a bunch of like card holsters in here. So
Sure.
that's what I'm gonna be doing. Somebody else tell me what the friggin' thing is all about.
So I think it's you or me who's setting the scene because we are tied at 3 influence, I believe.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, wait, no, you're still at 2.
No, I'm
wait,
at 3.
you're at 3 because you got one from. Wait, hold on. Yes, is that true?
What
That
did I
seems-
have? I won 2 and I got one from Somnolent.
From Somnolent, yes. Okay, so yes, we're tied
Cool.
at 3. I could set another scene. I just have already set one. But also your card holstering, so that's fair.
Wait, I think. Okay.
Error?
There we go. Now everyone should have 3 little slotty slots.
Excellent.
Is there a way to break ties?
There is.
Oh, if there's
Yes.
a tie, the player who has the most stars on their outfit, that's still me. So,
Yep.
the play has ended. It was the opera, by the way, was a complete disaster. It was, first of all, only 23 ex-husbands made it onto the stage, and they thought
No!
nobody would notice.
Oh.
But what was most grotesquely embarrassing was that at some point, just after the very top of Merlin's spire is assembled, there a piece of not scaffolding fell down, a different thing. A curtain fell down when it shouldn't have, and revealed Merlin, who should never appear on stage, was clearly visible to the entire audience. It was a travesty. We're going to be talking about it for years. It's hilarious.
Oh, so good.
And so we are making our way out, and I think we the audience is all pouring out in one giant mass, with Sharp Flickerbird, with what have you got? Enchanted jewelry imbued with an eternal flame. Ooh.
Nice.
Who is wearing a ring of constant fire because it's dark out, to help find his way where he's going. But when we get out, that's where all the wizard paparazzi are. And Sharp Flickerbird is just immediately surrounded by reporters and journalists and vloggers. Vlog is a wizard blog. And all of them, every one of them, holding a crystal ball up to get the best possible picture of... Because you use crystal balls as a camera if you're a wizard, of Sharp Flickerbird. And I think, what we are able to do to impress him right now, what is very clearly our charge, is can we distract the paparazzi or otherwise get him out of this scrum?
Nice.
And we will have kind of 3 chances to do it. So fill in, and we're going to go the top, then the middle, then the bottom.
Oh, I think I'm gonna take a point of irritation to redraw all my cards. Can I do that now? Did I have to do
Yes.
that earlier?
No, it seems like you could do it now.
Cool, I'm doing it now. My cards are garbo.
Okay, I think this is what I've got.
Is this gonna draw me the same cards again? I don't
Did
think
you
so.
shuffle?
Can I shuffle it without... It says recall and shuffle
Okay.
for me. So I don't want to
Yeah,
shuffle
same.
everyone else's cards in.
Click on the number where it says how many cards there are,
Ah.
and that should give you the option
Shuffle
to
that stack. Shuffled,
Yeah.
it says. Good.
Yeah, I wish they could let you change what the little button does to just shuffle stack. Maybe there's a way.
Right.
I don't know how this thing works.
Yeah. Surprisingly useful the playing card.io is. Whoops.
Yeah, I'm
You can flip
impressed.
that card. I'm liking that it is putting up with the extremely weird stuff we're making it do. All right. Let's go like that.
All right. So we're going through this rapid fire. Are you ready? On your mark, get set.
Pow.
Looks like the 10 has it.
Amazing.
So I'm just going to really quickly describe what I've got, which is a pointed hat that is ornate and gilded. Obviously, as soon as I exit, I do have my hat caddy there, ready to exchange the flaming hat, which I have been wearing for the entire second half of the play, annoying greatly the people behind, next to, and in front of me. And I do replace it with what is basically a pointy crown. And, it is made of gold, and I do hope to draw the attention of the paparazzi. The paparazzi wizards with it. But I'm afraid it is just so heavy and jewel laden that it does fall right off my head and makes a mockery of the whole affair.
How about
Nice.
Sorcerazzi?
Ooh, there you go.
Sorcerazzi!
That's the one.
Damn!
Very good.
So
You've earned your keep this day, John.
I fortunately have a pointed hat that is absolutely enormous, with which I can block off the Sorcerazzi from even being able to get close to Sharp. The only problem is that it's invisible. So I put on my hat, which is it's like 10 feet wide. It's gigantic. So all of the Sorcerazzi are like bumping into something, but they don't know what it is. So they're all like being confused and like trying to like splash dispel potions at the air and stuff. And eventually enough of them do that it starts to counter the magic of the hat, and it tries to become visible, but like its very nature is to be invisible, and so it just stops existing instead. And then I'm just standing there wearing no hat, not even an invisible one, which is very embarrassing for me, so I just like fade back.
In this season, no hat? Heavens.
Yeah, I think in the background we see Summer going through their staff bag, because obviously I have a staff of, well, so we'll get to the staff of snakes. I'm going through my staff and wand bag, just searching for my phone just to call my mom to pick me up. But just grab the wrong thing, and it's not even a staff of snakes. It's just a snake. It's just a literal snake that is like in my bag, which just kind of makes me, lose my cool. And I think I'll have, because I do want to round out this side story. I think I'll have the help of some of these like undead bodyguards just like disposing of the snake, and I thank them.
Oh,
That's
that's
so
so
cute.
good.
Summer came here to make friends.
Yep.
Oh. So we're once again doing slimy and vaguely toxic enchanted jewelry. The deadly poison was a no-go and is a no-go. There's too many people here. But conveniently, I've got just a huge amount of spiders with a wide rainbow variety of toxins up in the nest of spider webs that comprises my hat. And so we have delicately swapped our lightly poisonous nails out for the set that cause confusion. So we're going to use this to distract the Sorcerazzi from their intended target. And so as Sylvanix passes through the crowd, a wave of deeply confused and increasingly like strangely acting Sorcerazzi arises in their way as they makes their way towards Sharp.
Nice. They're interviewing each other and just completely...
Yes, exactly. And then we reveal the next one.
And
right?
then...
Yeah,
reveal the next ones.
ones. Boom.
Okay, wait. Sevens cancel out. Or not sevens cancel out. The
7 and 5.
Spades.
So the spades cancel out.
out. And one of you is the right color, but not a face. The other one is a face, but not a color. So both of you match nothing, and that nothing cancels out. Nobody helps.
Amazing.
Great.
So
Our
here I am.
First null.
Our first null result. Null
What
plan.
happens with null?
I guess we just go in whatever order.
Yeah, we all suck. We all fail.
I think I can make mine quick just because it's a fun just like background gag. It's just like Summer getting out their phone, which is like on a little keychain. It's like a little pixie phone, right? And it's also a flip. It's a flip pixie phone. It's a flipsy phone. And flips it up And it's just another snake. There's just another snake in there.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So
So
one of those.
the-
What's the snake that's got its eyes on the top of its head, like the really goofy looking one?
Oh yeah.
It's just flat and curled up inside the flipness of the phone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the quest for the call to mom continues.
I want to think that after opening up and discovering the snake, you kind of yelp and jump back, and then there is an undead guard there just ready to catch you because
Yeah.
it felt it knew what was gonna happen.
Yeah, and then of course our eyes meet, and there's like just like 2 seconds of just like quietness and
Oh,
strong shoulders. Okay.
yes.
Yes. Amazing.
Do we just want to go in order?
Might as well.
All right, cool. I can go next. So so what happens is so we were doing fine. We were poisoning the sorcerazzi. Everything was great. And then the very spiders from my hat that had so conveniently imbued my nails with just the right thing, they just got a little excited, and they sort of just started going to anybody. They so it's not just the sorcerazzi now. It's like random audience members. It's anybody. There are just small, very excited, mildly confusioning poisonous spiders just running around, chomping on the audience. And it's starting to get wild. It's now much harder to get to Sharp Flickerbird than it was before. And
Nice.
this was not how that was supposed to go. Solarix is quite disgruntled.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That happens. So what have I got? I've got enchanted jewelry that is spider themed. You know what? You know what I'm trying to do? I want to show off my here's what I want. I want to attract the attention of the sorcerazzi by kind of undoing my cloak and revealing that I'm wearing the very expensive, I don't know, the Shelob diamonds or whatever. The jewels that are beloved of the giant spiders among us, with a spider design on a webbed pattern. I know flames are usually my thing, but if Shelob asks you to model one of her designs, one does not say no. Now does one?
Oh, yes.
And so there I am, kind of neck bare. But what I'm hearing from the paparazzi is some equivalent of, yeah, we're all covered in spiders, lady. All of us. Look at all the spiders on all of us. Not interested. And I try in vain to point out that, no, these are bejeweled spiders. But no takers.
No one
No
cares.
point.
That's non-toxic.
Amazing. So I think Somnolent takes a moment. Unfortunately, there is no, I don't want to say that a spider has been stepped on. That would be too sad.
No.
There just so happens to be a dang, now I'm trying to think of any dead small animal and they're all too sad. I
A
reach
construct.
into
Yeah, what if it's a dead construct? Like a
okay,
dead
cool, yeah.
clockwork spider.
One of the you know, a little clockwork automaton that's trundling around. It's not cute though. It's
You're
an
making
icky
it
one.
sad again.
I know. gets stepped on by a sorcerazzi and falls to the ground. And Somnolent lovingly cradles it and watches the little mechanical life go out of its eyes and like picks apart a single gleaming cog from its entrails, and in the reflection of the cog sees that there is about to be a horrible disaster here if everything is allowed to go on as it has been with this chaos, and people's magic is starting to like interact harmfully with each other and things. So I do the one thing that a wizard must never do. I have a pointed hat. It is a pointed hat of the oceanic depths, filled with dark, crushing power and pressure, like a swirling vortex over my head. And I take it off, and I turn it upside down.
Oh.
And I put it back on, and as the point touches my head, the magic goes wild and is ripped apart by the heresy of wearing an upside-down pointed hat. It starts to lift into the air, and the spell shreds itself apart, and the crushing pressure and the horrible dark water of the deep wash over everyone all around in a huge radius, and just for a second everyone is still, and then we're wet and drowned and feeling just absolutely awful, but at least it washes away the confusion and the chaos that was just about to erupt. But it's not making me look good to Sharp at all.
No, not even
It's
a
very
little.
obvious that I've done this. Sharp looks around and fixes me with just a stink eye, and I can
Do
tell
you know
that
how expensive that plain white T-shirt is?
Oh yeah, it's
You
got like
washed away fair spiders, fair nano spider pant
Oh
makers.
yes, they are washed away. Now the pants are simply pants.
Yeah, they'll just stay the same.
They're
They
like
will never
halfway
change
between
again.
one type of pants and another. Even worse.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh
one
god,
leg.
one leg is skinny and the other is Jinko. It's embarrassing.
Oh.
Oh, amazing.
It's like a Kingdom Hearts character.
Everybody gains a point of irritation. And then final card.
I lost the tab. Sorry, there it is.
No, yeah, same.
Uh-oh!
Oh, hot dang!
I was
Hot damn.
I was hoping that I would have the only ace, but okay.
Yep.
Shoot.
Oh,
Oh
So
shit. Oh dip.
it's you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just remembered the rules of the game.
Oh,
We gonna
what do the
tie.
rules say?
Why they say that those aces cancel out, and then the matching suit is going to be the victor, and that's going to be me.
Yeah.
All right. In the words of Joan of
Amazing.
Mystic River, what are y'all wearing?
Let's see. I guess I will go first. I have a Queen of Clubs, so that is a familiar or construct that is ornate and gilded. Oh, I've gotten that combo before. Yeah, so it's the same one then. My old blade spider is back. It is faithfully here. It clambers over from out of the opera house, carrying a bounty of little hors d'oeuvres and pieces of charcuterie inside of its framework. It just looks absolutely happy and is sort of like stumbling a little drunkenly. It's gotten into the wizard wine, and it rolls up to me, and I realize, you know what? I have been too caught up in all of this backbiting and trying to figure out what's going on. I've been living too much in the future. I'm not living in the moment like my little spider buddy is. So I go, you know what? You're right, Spiderington. I should just let my guard down a little bit more, and so I take my mask off. And take a nice breath of fresh night air, and I say, "All right, that was a wonderful night at the opera. I haven't eaten anything all day because it's too hard to eat in this mask. Hey, why don't we go and we'll get a pizza?" So I have my spider familiar hop up on my shoulder, and we start heading off to the pizza place.
Now I'm hungry.
Well, hurry!
All right. So first summer, I think so. They had quite a different idea of what it would be like to come to the big city, go to the Opera Arcana, or Opera Arcanum, This just all went way differently, but was not enjoyable at all. Couldn't find anyone to show the joy of life to.
Oh, except that.
So they're just like in front of the opera house now, being quite forlorn, and they're like, I can't handle any more of this. At which point, a glaring light kind of shines in their eyes, makes them startled a little bit. By the way, what I have is a familiar or construct imbued with eternal flame. And they're like, oh shit, what is this gonna be? What else does this city want to curse me with? But then, as the light kind of gets, as they get used to the light a little bit, they see it's the headlights of the Beetle car, of Mom coming around, picking them up. They have like a little moment of like, Mom is like, hey, so how was it? And someone's just like, let's just go home. And they do kind of look out the window one last time, and one of the undead guards, who I will name Randall, is there, and like as everyone else is just like still focused on all the chaos and all the glamour and all the weird stuff that's going on in front of the opera house. Just the one person who like looks after the car as it drives away is Randall the zombie. Yeah.
There's a love connection in the making, and I'm here for it.
I love it. Go, Randall. Excellent. Well, a quick clarification. In this round, are we gaining influence as we go? So I got an influence at the first section, and now you're gaining an influence, Elaine, in this last section?
Yes. So
putting us at
both with 4 influence?
At a tie. Excellent. Great. Okay, so we're going to set up this tie moment.
Nice.
So the ocean was a lot. And
Sorry about that.
I'm quite disgruntled. My spiders have been washed away. My poison has been washed away. My toxins have been washed away. My slimy toxins. And my beautiful webbed hat has been rendered quite bedraggled. And I do have my pride. And so in this moment, rather than looking like a sad, wet spider tree, I will do what I always prefer not to and use the tool of my great foe, Elaine, and I will strike a spark to illuminate my antlers with the remnants of the spider web in a hat of peaking flames. Ooh. And I will stride my way towards where I can see Elaine preparing to make her move.
Oh man, now I'm going to need to make a really good move to make that setup worth it.
You're welcome.
And I'm working with jewelry with smooth geometric shapes.
Just angular jewelry.
You can do it, I believe in you.
Okay. So, right now...
Star, I just dramatically took off my mask at a character-appropriate moment. You were like
you
2 minutes
the good
too late.
Time, Star.
Oh!
That's very cool.
You can catch the VOD.
Catch the VOD,
There's
bud.
a lot of magic in it.
Yes.
What you need to know right now is that wizard billionaire Sharp Flickerbird is being confronted by the Sorcerazzi. And I think there's like many of them have kind of been sent away with all of the waves, which even if it was irritating, did do the job of kind of getting a lot of them to feign interest in something else. However, like one very irritating reporter is just hounding Sharp Flickerbird, like the reporter in Mass Effect, the one who every game just has a lot of not nice things to say to Shepard. But I do have I happen to be nearby, and I have a piece of jewelry that is smooth and geometric. And in fact, the smooth geometric shape it represents it's 3-dimensional. It's toroids, sort of a donut shape. Although really, it's more 4 toruses all kind of merged together in a line and a little flattened on. I'm wearing brass knuckles, is what I'm saying. I have a pair of brass knuckles, and they're enchanted to resist tarnish. But I do, yes, use them to sucker punch the irritating... Yeah, I don't do any magic. I do just punch a reporter.
Nice.
I knock them out to the ground, just like Shepard does in Mass Effect 3, I think. That's a thing, right? He punches someone.
Oh, definitely a reporter.
And that does just leave me next to Sharp Flicker Bird. I do that thing where as if I'd gotten punched in the face, but I
Even though you super did not.
and I say something like, "Hey, you ready to get out of here?" Very presumptuous.
Oh my!
Being stared at by my giant flaming friend.
Amazing and perfect.
And end the game. No one has reached 6 influence. But at the end of Act 3, whomever has the most influence wins. If there's a tie, it will go to whomever has the least irritation.
And I think we both have one, right?
Oh my goodness!
You challenged me to a duel.
You're right. I forgot I gained an irritation. You take the win.
And I guess let's go simple with that. I say you want to get out of here, and Sharp Flickerbird says, "Sure." And then a giant skull emerges from the ground. A skull the size of a bus. Its mighty jaws open, and there's a leather-clad interior with a jacuzzi built in.
Oh.
And we step forward and we are eaten by the skull, which then flies off to the Moon Skull Fortress base, whatever.
Yes. Oh.
Good show, madame.
Good show.
That's
I
a
enjoyed
night
this.
at the opera.
Nox Apud Operarcanum.
Oh.
I do have a skullmazine with an interior. Well, you know what? As soon as I marry Sharp Flickerbird, yes, I will have one of my very own.
Oh.
Yes.
And then, God, we're going to have so much money.
Oh, it's going to be disgusting.
You're going to ruin the world.
We are going to ruin the world. Why did I pick the most
This
disgusting
is the
character?
bad
This
ending.
is the only correct ending, unfortunately, and I hate it.
Yep. Oh.
See, I hope I wasn't likable, but I was a billionaire this entire time. And that was a billionaire's hat.
Oh.
Thank you.
Literally, doesn't the Monopoly man have the
Yep.
same hat? No.
Yeah. And he's probably a billionaire.
I'm sure.
Well, no, he does his own, moving around a board. He's probably just a millionaire.
That was so fun.
Sweet. Yeah, this was awesome. This is I don't know if this is a weird thing to say on the show, but I genuinely really like this game.
I do too. I would play this again.
Yay, thank you. Yeah, I loved the last round. I actually am like, what if you just did it the last round mechanics the whole time so it was a little faster?
That might make sense. Maybe it's last round mechanics the whole time, and everyone gets an opportunity to duel between rounds.
Yeah.
Something
I loved
like
the
that.
dueling, and I'm like, oh man, I just wanted to duel all the time, too.
Dueling
But
is
guess
also
what?
good.
We can't make any of those changes without your support, dear friends, because we need some unplatrons to join our Patreon in order to unlock our ability to go back and redo our games and make them better. So we will have periodic votes among our unplatrons on which game we should do a version 2 of. So check that out, and you will also get cool things like free copies of the games and various stuff based on the different Patreon levels you back. You can be an unplanetary overlord. There's all sorts of great stuff.
What's that?
We have the Unplatron, the Unplatron Plus,
And the
what's that next one?
unplanetary overlord.
Planetary Overlord.
Okay.
Yep.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Now that we've entered in the plugging space, everybody
Yes.
gets to do their plugs.
It's me. Wow. Hello.
Wait, I
You're
want
a
to still
giant.
be here. There we go.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah. Now I can lord all over you. Hi. I'm John. I am a game designer. You can find my stuff at jon-east.itch.io. That's John without the H. That's East also without the H, by the way. Yeah, you can find my game Heroes of the Mobius Scope there, which is a completely randomly generated game that has way too many D100 tables and has you go through weird dungeons. And you can, as of yesterday, I want to say,
Yeah.
you can also find my system agnostic module for superpowers called Empower. I'm there as well. So yeah, check it out.
That one sounds really cool, and I believe you
Thank you.
even have like an audio reading through of it, right?
Yeah, just because I had like half an hour to spare, I just read aloud I just read through my PDF and just recorded that and put that in as the audio version, which apparently
Nice.
is a thing. Like there's been people who are
That's
like, "Hey,
sweet.
this is
yeah,
actually
I
pretty
really
cool."
like that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's me. I am Corinne, and I have nothing to promote. I am going to slink back into the forest from which I emerged on my branching root structures. Thank you for having me. I might come back sometime.
Yay!
Well, yes, all welcome back, of course.
Yes. Do I have any stuff to plug? Keep your eyes on All Nerds Here in the coming weeks and months, because we are going to be having the All Disasters Here crew coming back with a game of Hardwired Island, doing some really fun, like, retro Ghost in the Shell aesthetic bubblegum crisis stuff for our fun, like, punky futuristic cyberpunk game. So that one is going to be really cool. Check that out. And also keep your eyes on Forever GM, because we are going to be playing my game Dragon Hearts on there. It's going to be really great. And that's a good podcast that is good. You should check it out.
I'm gonna plug some itch bundles. I'm gonna
Yeah.
adjust my friggin' cloak here. There we go. I'm gonna plug some itch bundles. I'm in 3 really good ones. One of which, ending in 3 days, is the indie bundle for Palestinian aid, which has thus far raised $526,000 to help Palestinian people at what is it? unrwa.org/Gaza Emergency. So 3 days, and there are a tremendous number of games in there, over 1,000 for $5. It's very good and a very good
Yeah,
cause.
you got Celeste. You got some of my stuff too.
Celeste is in there?
Celeste is in there as of a couple days ago, yeah.
Hell yeah. Also, if you want a charity bundle that has me in it, the TTRPG charity bundle for trans support, which thus far has raised a little over $12,000 for Mermaids and the Transgender Law Center, is going throughout the month of June. And last one, this one, 0% charity, is the Queer Games Bundle 2021, which has 236 items for $60, asking you to pay AAA prices, but they also have a pay what you can $10 or more version available as well. And that is a bunch of games by a bunch of queers. So check that one out too. All good causes, especially the one that pays me. Is
Yay.
there anything else we need to say? Hey, visit Unplaytested. unplaytested.com. Visit us on Twitter at Unplaytested. We're now a member of the Orange Groves Network.
Yeah, I don't
as
know
a
if there's any
podcast, although I don't think that...
responsibilities we've been supposed to uphold as that with this being our first official thing with them. But we didn't ask, and they didn't tell us to do anything. So check out the Orange Groves. It's got a lot of cool podcasts on it. The whole reason we asked to join them was because the people who do podcasts on there are cool and awesome, and also a lot of marginalized folks as well. Check out the Argonauts, really fun podcast. With Andrew and Marn, learning about ARGs and trying to play them and then failing because they mostly don't exist anymore, but then going through the history of what they were like, and it's very diverting, extremely charming, charismatic hosts.
Also, someone wants to know where to buy this game.
Oh yeah,
Where
you can get this sucker at unplaytested.itch.io. This is actually a good one. It's pretty dang good. I mean, obviously, if you want to make us make it better, we can go through and like put the ace down at the bottom and stuff. But we won't until you do that. So get ready to play this version of it. It's still pretty dang good, I think.
This one got good bones.
Card game. Yeah.
I'm pretty happy. All right, I guess we should say our goodbyes. Thank you all for
also, if
joining
you
us.
Want to hear us make this game,
Oh.
go back in time to before it was ever played, when it was truly unplaytested. We had Monica, I don't know how to pronounce their last name, Speka? A very cool person who has a great game design podcast, Bonus Experience. Check that out. Check out us making this game. It was a lot of fun. And that's on our podcast feed. So go check that out at unplaytested.com. Okay, that's it.
All right, that's it. I'm hitting the end broadcast button. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm hopping in my skull mazine.